Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. No Samantha this morning. She's handling some family business. Nothing bad.
So anytime you say you're handling
I know, that's why I said it. That's why I had to preface it.
I mean,
I didn't know what to say there. I mean, I could have
Yeah.
just said nothing and just powered through, but I'd already screwed up by saying no, Sam. So then I felt the need to explain. I said, like, family business.
I don't
and I'm
think
like,
that's
oh,
true.
God, shouldn't have said family business.
I
And
don't
then
think it's even family business.
it is, yeah. It's her, her and her family.
But it's if has there ever been a
Okay,
good time?
she's on death's door.
If you is
No,
there
I screwed up. I know I did.
no, but like, is there anything good that you could be doing if you tell someone you're handling family business?
No, it's
There's
usually
no, always,
no,
it's
it's something bad.
100% bad.
I
There's-
know. I screwed up.
Can someone name one good scenario? Like if you said, and you'd have to use it in the correct term.
A
Like I'm
birth of a
handling-
child. A birth of a child would probably be good family business.
The birth of a child.
God, but I don't think
That's
you
the
ever
only
say it
positive
like
I can
that.
think of. That
But
Yeah.
would you ever say
You wouldn't say
like,
family business for
yeah,
that. Family business means death.
Yeah.
Or your kid's in jail and you got to bail them out.
Yeah, or bad. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
only
yeah.
bad. No, he's
Yeah.
right.
And
He-
because you're using the term business,
But that's
as
why
if
I
there's
said
some
nothing
business,
bad.
Hold on, as if there's some business transaction going on.
Well, like-
and your kid is locked up and
well,
because
yeah, you're signing some paperwork
Domestic,
to get him out because he
yeah.
he pushed his girlfriend's stepdad's face into his chili. They were up at Aruga's
Yeah.
watching the Monday Night Football,
Yeah.
and he pushed his stepfather's face into his vegetarian
Yeah.
chili, burning him severely.
The only business transaction going on is that you're paying a funeral parlor
Yeah.
or you're paying a bail bond.
Bail bonds, man. I'm trying to think of other ones.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Dropping your kid off at rehab, you're paying for the
Yeah,
rehab.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
one.
yeah. It's a rehab bail bond.
But she's doing none of those.
No.
I
No.
assure you, she's fine.
Yeah.
I should have just said nothing. I tried to make it better, then you're clowning on me.
That's my life.
That's the way it goes.
Anyway,
That's
let's
the way it
go.
goes.
Let's do some nerd
EJ
talk.
is here. Let's do some nerd jocking. Oh, man. I rearranged all my buttons, and I don't know why I rearranged all my buttons. Here we go. Oh,
Nerds.
that came in hot.
I know. I was ready for that.
Nerds. Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
It is Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Good. I don't have a horn anymore, so that's
Yeah,
kinda good.
yeah. Are you
I got
hi-
my stitches out too.
Are you hiding it with that curl?
No. It's like right here.
Oh.
Is where it was.
They were able to. They didn't have to shave your head.
No, just cut a little bit of hair is all they did, and just
Yeah.
God, I
slice
wish
it
Just a
and
trim.
poke it out.
I wish you had a big square,
Well, you want like a
Yeah.
novelty square, like you were
like a dog.
and a big Band-Aid on it.
Oh yeah, they do that with dogs. They shave them like they don't care what the dog looks like. They only care what the humans look like.
Yeah.
So when humans get this done, they shave the whole head. You know, like with dogs, they're just like just buzz his leg down, and then crudely chop his leg with apparently a tomahawk, and then stitch it up all crude, or not even stitch it. Sometimes my dog, you get your dog back, and you're like, "Where are the stitches?" They're like, "We don't use stitches. We
Glue
use
now.
glue now."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's a dog, not a Barbie."
Well, here's the thing. If you went back in time and told the like real life character from There Will Be Blood, like that guy really exists
Yeah.
somewhere, you told that guy that somewhere in the
Viggo
future,
Mortensen?
Like Rockefeller or whatever.
no, that was Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis, you're right.
They,
you're right.
but anyway, that there was that type of guy that
Yeah.
lived in the 1800s or whatever. You told that guy that in the future that people would, there would be a dog doctor, and people would take their dog there, and and they would spend thousands of dollars giving surgeries to it and
There was vets
chemotherapy.
back in the day, though.
If they
in those
showed
times.
that
but
guy,
not like
Most of it,
now.
not like now, yeah.
You know, like now.
Because usually it was for cattle and stuff like that. more
yeah,
than-
livestock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they showed that guy a picture of Lena with those laser goggles on,
That's the dumbest thing
I
ever.
mean, it would.
You know, the
what would he
thing
do? What would he think?
He'd push you down for sure.
I
Okay,
mean,
for people that don't know
Wouldn't
what
believe it.
Tom's talking about, he used to have a dog named Lena. Lena got up in age and then eventually had to be put down. Lena was going and getting laser therapy treatments on her bones, so
her
she,
back.
on her back, so she would have to wear a pair of, and I kid you not, they were literally competition bass fishermen styled.
Oh my!
Like,
do you have a picture of those?
Like wrap around.
You need to put them on Facebook for sure.
Like sunglass goggles. And then you'd put them on the dog and then shoot her back. Meanwhile, her eyes were as cloudy as the sky on a stormy day. She couldn't see a lick, but let's protect the cataracts from the lasers. Should have left the goggles off.
It might have fixed it.
Might have fixed, because that's how they fix cataracts.
Believe me, I looked around the room as I held Lena's back legs, and I'm wearing goggles too.
That's the best part.
And then
you just laugh like a young girl. I like it.
I mean, there's the vet.
That's how you know.
There's the young, stereotypically cute girl vet tech in there, and then
let me put your dog's goggles.
and then she's got,
I have blue
she's got
stick in my
goggles.
hair.
Sir, can you please put your Oakley blades on? I'm about to zap your dog.
Then not even the doctor, just another vet tech that was certified
These
in the
aren't vet
laser.
tech. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Where to get certified at? The Sheraton, a 1-hour course.
And I am looking around, thinking to myself.
Yeah, you're thinking you're on Palm.
And also, like, well, we all thinking the same. We all know that this is absurd, right? And this is not doing anything. And this is all. And you know that
it's really 3 people.
I'm only here because my wife has yelled at me, told me that I had to do it, and then I, want to eventually be able to get
your dog insurance.
You just want to have sex with your wife.
Yeah.
It's 3 people in a room wearing Oakley blades with a shaking back-legged dog doing nothing.
Yeah. If there will be blood guy was here, he'd stomp us all out with the shovel because we're mentally ill. And
he doesn't believe in lasers.
Right, he's also like, I need to save the world from you guys because this is insane.
This is what inherits the earth.
Anyway, let's do the
let's do the
first
let's
talk,
do
I
the
guess.
thing. Yeah.
Oh well, let's talk about football then.
All right.
Of course, we got to talk about how's your fantasy teams doing? Because I am doing horrible.
I'm doing pretty bad. I'm 1-2.
I'm 1-3 this week.
They're
not doing good.
I am 0-4.
Oh,
yeah.
Has the injury bug hit you guys like
Nope.
as me? Because Michael Thomas has been killing me.
Well, I had
Eckler went down in the first quarter.
I had Saquon Barkley, so done. I had Eckler. He's done for at least 6 weeks. I had Slayton from Denver. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, New York Giants maybe.
Or no, Giants. Who's on Denver is out for the season with ACL. God.
You have a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I have a ton of injuries. Yeah,
Injuries
thank
is
you.
killing
That's a better way to say it.
everybody, especially with and then they didn't know what to do with the COVID thing that happened this week because like it said that I had the Patriots defense, even though they're going to get the Chiefs, I wasn't going to run them.
I didn't know either. I was like, does it count
Is
for
it
this
a
week?
bye,
I was
or is it-
texting Matt.
Yeah, and then they scrambled to create some rules.
So they postponed one of the games to a bye week.
Yeah,
but
the Titans versus Steelers got moved to end of October. I think it's like October 25th or something like that.
But they just moved the that Chiefs
To
Pats
Monday
game,
night, so they did a
last night.
doubleheader on Monday night, which is kind of cool. I kind of like the doubleheader on Monday nights, except for the late game sucks.
It's
being
too late.
way too late.
Yeah, it's too late to even catch it. I was getting kind of sleepy even during,
But I already lost by that point, so I was like, I'm not watching
and I've
more
given up
football.
on the Falcons
Especially
this season.
because I had like Robert Gould, who was my kicker.
Yeah.
Like he only got 2 points. Usually he's good for
He's
like 9
usually
or
good
10.
for at least 9.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch the Bucks and be happy for them. I'm just gonna do that. Giving up on my
Yeah,
Falcons.
Tom Brady throwing 5 touchdowns.
great.
The oldest guy to
Yeah.
throw 5 touchdowns.
It's kind of
in a
cool.
game.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And
But Herbert is actually fun to watch too. The Chargers' new quarterback, the one that took over for Tyrod Taylor.
yeah, that game that was a weird game.
Yeah, but they were going back and forth, which was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. And I knew I was going to lose against my opponent because he's got Prescott, Dak Prescott, and I knew he was chasing to come back.
come
I'm like,
back,
I'm going to shut my phone down because he's going to end up throwing all fourth quarter, and then what did he get?
That was
like
a fun
51
game to watch,
points
too,
or some
yeah.
garbage?
So they canned Bill
O'Brien
O'Brien
from the Texans. Yeah,
and so when did
they
they
should have
fire?
done that last year.
Yeah, it was a weird thing where I just was listening to some podcast about they fired or the owner died and left the team to his son and Houston, and everybody's theorizes that his son doesn't exactly know what he's doing anyway, and that's he's the one who made the decision to make Bill O'Brien the coach and the general manager. And then people are thinking that Bill O'Brien had no no business being the general manager and
No,
the
you
coach
can't
of the
do that,
team.
yeah.
Because
he's not Bill Parcells.
And
He's
then
not
he-
the big
yeah.
tune or
I've
anything like
never
that.
and then he
been a-
made a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Get rid
trading
of
away on
Hopkins.
Hopkins. Yeah, for
And then anyway,
Johnson's not bad this year though. That's kind of surprising.
well, they fired him and they're 0-4, so it's not doing
Yeah,
good
it's
there.
not working
and
out.
it looks. I mean, when did they fire Dan Quinn?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me, we're a year off the mark.
They should have.
I honestly, I'm not saying the guy's not a good guy, and obviously this is business, and he was a player, and I think that I like player coaches or coaches rather that have played because I think they can relate better. But yeah, I'm ready to shake it up a little bit. I'm ready, honestly, man. And the text came through yesterday. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm ready to get rid of Ryan. I think we just need to flip it up. I think it's not working, And,
Yeah.
and is he a good quarterback? Of course
Yeah.
he is. He's a great quarterback. I just don't think he's our quarterback, and that's great. I would actually prefer he goes somewhere else since he's easing himself into a landing and actually do something.
Yeah.
Julio out with an injury again. Come on, man. It's just not working.
Let me ask you, EJ, because there's these terms that people throw around that when they do throw them around, I'm always like, well, that doesn't make any logic or science sense, right? Where like people talk about Matt Ryan and they're like, yeah, he just can't win or he can't score in the red zone and like he just can't, like he finds a way to screw it up or whatever. And then I'm
yeah.
like, well, what does that mean? Is it cursed? Is it a mummy curse? Like,
Could it be a chemistry thing? Could it be a comfortability
He
thing?
breaks down under pressure. Like, what
don't
is
know.
like just saying he just can't win is absurd. Of course, he tries his hardest to win.
I
He
don't
has
think- I
the
don't think
ability
anyone
to
does
win.
it.
Yeah,
try
they
their
made it
hardest.
to the
So-
Super Bowl and we're dominating. And look, and everybody wants to forget that,
Yeah.
because Brady
They were
and
killing it in the first
and
half.
the Patriots did such a great job of reclaiming that game. I get it, but you have to look at the first half too and give that its due.
Yeah.
And he's great at what he does, but I just don't think he's our guy, and I'm okay with him leaving.
Well, you always got to take into consideration the guys on the other side of the ball are highly paid as well.
Oh, yeah.
So every person that's going against you is the best of the best.
Yeah.
In this thing, that's why it's a mediocrity in the league because everyone's the best, and every team is spit up with a couple guys that are really good and guys that are pretty good.
Breaking news: DeMonte Casey out for the entire year on
Oh,
the Falcons. He's our
man.
starter back there. Another Achilles.
Yeah.
We're just falling apart, and I don't know.
Yeah. Haven't won yet, right?
No,
No.
yeah, one.
They won. Yeah,
they've
didn't
won.
they win week one?
They.
Or was it week two?
I thought it was week
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
I don't know. We have one.
Yeah, but they keep blowing leads. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And, like Falcons keep doing it.
We
They-
should be 3-1.
Yeah, you guys should probably almost 4-0. Really, I don't think any of those games were out of reach.
Well, a lot of injuries again.
Yeah.
Did you watch that game last night? That Chiefs Pats
No,
game?
I once I was out of the fantasy, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
any football tonight.
It
Oh, they're 0-4.
Oh, they are. Yeah, you're
of
right.
course.
I'm wrong.
Well, no, I'm wrong. I
Yeah.
thought they were 3-1, but of course Fisher had to
Rub it in. 'cause
peek
he's a
his head
big
in here because he's a Tampa fan.
Tampa fan. Yeah.
Hey, look, all I know is at least Tom Brady didn't send me a Brady brand hat with the patch upside down. So you just suck on that, Fisher. That's the
what
most
else we got?
horrible Chinese garbage you could ever buy. Children died making that hat.
That don't eat strawberries.
Yeah. What else?
Oh well, that's the only thing I have for. Okay, let's talk about the NBA Finals. The Heat versus the Lakers. Lakers are up 2-1, but they just lost.
They did.
A couple days ago, and LeBron left with 10 seconds left on the clock. Who does that?
Well,
Like, I understand you're upset and all that, but finish the game.
I saw that some people were saying that he's always done this. That it's not anything
yeah,
new.
I didn't think this was a new thing. I'd heard complaints before. I think everybody just wants to complain about stuff now.
Yeah.
It's like we all know what it's like to be losing something and be so down in the dumps and
well,
pissed off about it. You
and
just
know
want
that
to
you
walk
can't
off.
come back, but
Now, I'm
still.
not saying he should have done that, but
No.
really, come on, man.
Also, it's not like he's just some guy that he needs to prove himself and needs to.
He needs to prove himself. He's always in the competition of who's the greatest of all time. It's him and Jordan and Kobe.
There'll never be a definitive answer to that.
No. It just
Everybody
depends on what
realizes that.
generation you're from, probably,
And
usually.
it's all subjective, and
Yeah.
then because there's so much time difference, you could start making the argument of player
they
quality.
played better
Yeah,
defense
it's-
now than they did
also
when Jordan
rest
was on the team.
back then they didn't even know about limiting player hours and stuff.
Yeah.
Like people were playing as much. Like Jordan was just playing with the flu and like crazy things.
Yeah.
Anyway, that will never be answered. But it's like, okay, the guy is arguably the best player in the NBA now and for a long time. So he can get away with those kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, but like.
It's a bad example, I guess.
It's really
but,
bad because then it's like, okay, kids see that and like, hey, if I'm losing, I can be a bad sport about it, and that's not a good thing for anybody.
He doesn't always,
I can understand.
You don't
being
always
upset
have to
that you're
be
losing
the-
is a good thing. I understand that. Being mad because it means you care about the game. But, dude, finish the game. That's all you got to do.
No, I agree.
Ah.
But I think it's okay to say, hey, you should have finished the game, but we're also going to give you a pass to walk off because you're mad.
Yeah.
Because you're also LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
certain
Don't
calls-
start a fight and be
Yeah.
like Ron Artest and go in the stands and
Yeah,
shout
wait,
like
that's
someone's
absurd.
there.
Yeah, I mean, walking off.
Punching a fat
Like,
white guy.
I just think we need to get better at being okay with things we don't like. So rather than going to Twitter and saying, well, obviously this guy is a honk. No.
No,
He's
no.
just mad. He just walked off.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
a big deal.
I like that he cares. That's
Yeah.
that's good, important too. Because if he's just like I don't care or whatever, then
and
I
there
have
are
a
going to
problem
be
with it,
players
too.
that get calls. I mean, there's certain, like Brady, like playing football. You touch him and you're going to get called for. But there's just
Yeah.
things that happen
Yeah.
because they are the guys.
Oh, it's
And LeBron's the guy.
I just remember what I wanted to talk about. So last night, sorry to digress.
No,
that's fine.
But so last night in the Chiefs-Pats game, there was a crazy thing that happened I'd never seen before, and I'd never seen Belichick make a mistake, but it happened where Mahomes got strip sacked, right? And I think this is
I
like
love playing strip sacks.
second quarter or whatever, and in obviously in the replay it was a strip sack, and in fact the a guy from the defensive line actually grabbed the ball before it even hit the ground. So
So it's like almost an interception.
Almost, and it could have been an interception, and then took off running and could have made a touchdown, but they whistled the play
I've
dead.
never seen that either.
And no. Well, in any other scenario I've seen where they take a look at it to see if it was.
What
a
did they
strip
do
sack,
in this case?
Because they whistled that his knee was down, but then you
Yeah.
could check to see if his knee was. So Belichick started arguing with the ref and screaming at him that it was a strip sack. They shouldn't have blown the whistle dead. He would have got a touchdown, whatever.
Gotcha.
And then they were talking about it. Look at Belichick arguing, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, they're punting it." And then the Kansas City hurried up fast as hell and punted the ball before
they
could
can make the
challenge
red
it.
flag on the field. Yeah.
And then they're like, "Whoa!" And then even the announcers are like, "We never seen that before." Like Belichick, he could have challenged that. They would have obviously seen
Got
that
the
it
ball
was
at that spot, yeah.
At least got the ball at the spot. But they're like,
Did
like,
they
"God."
cut to the punt?
They're like, good. Well, they cut to the punt. They didn't know that it happened
Right,
so
right,
fast.
right.
Did they quick punt?
And they quick punted it, and they're like, "Wow, good job by Andy Reid by being cognizant enough to punt that ball fast as hell." And they're like, "We never seen Belichick." And they're like, Belichick must have been confused that they whistled his knee, that Mahomes' knee down. They thought that he
Maybe
whistled.
they thought the defensive lineman was down and
Yes.
his knee was down, and
Yeah.
like it's
He
our
thought it was
ball.
an obvious
I didn't
turnover.
see it. That's what I thought you were saying.
Okay.
Well, that's
But
what
I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
So apparently, the ruling on the field was Mahomes' knee was down,
Right.
and then there was not a
Strip
strip fumble. And then Belichick thought it was a fumble, and they whistled the play down, and then he was mad that he didn't get to advance the football. And then it was a weird thing, but it was like, whoa. I've never seen Belichick make a mistake because it obviously was. He would have challenged it. They would have got the ball.
Yeah.
And then I've never seen a team like punt that fast, and then the commentators and no one knew what was happening. Like because usually
Yeah.
they're on
Did-
top
okay,
of
There's
it.
usually zero
Did they change the
confusion.
personnel, or did Mahomes punt it? Because I've seen that happen.
I'd
where the
have
quarterback
to
will
go
punt
back.
real fast.
Really?
Yeah, because it's usually a scenario where it's like third and like 40. And like, okay, you set up with your offense, and if your quarterback is a good enough kicker, you can have your quarterback punt on third down, and that basically is the spot. So that
Oh,
the
yeah.
safeties would have
You
to get
could
it.
screw 'em
You
up.
could get a really good field position and
Yeah.
change the whole field completely.
Flip
that
it a
way.
little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think Mahomes punted. They would have made a bigger deal. They just changed it quick. Anyway,
But that's quick though. The personnel change. That's amazing.
and it was a rare instance that Belichick made a mistake.
Well, Andy Reid's an also good coach too, so
yeah,
it
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. That
You're right.
he's- Yeah.
There is a point where you're like Belichick's the most genius football coach that's ever lived. You start putting him on this like some
Pedestal,
sort of
yeah.
well, he
God,
does
it
have
doesn't
the
make sense.
look. Andy Reid to me, every time I look at him, like cartoon walrus. I'm like, it doesn't matter what he's doing. And then, Rex Ryan, you look at him, I think Footman.
Yeah.
Like it's like they all have a
Every
certain
little thing.
things.
But everybody starts talking, and then it starts getting into this like infamous God style, like where you're thinking he's just like supernatural, which is ridiculous.
not
like it's
true,
like
yeah.
it's probably the if you go to like the top 5 coaches in the NFL now, and they're probably pretty close, you know. And like even though Belichick is is what he is, it's just like he's not a supernatural
It just reminds me of a
football
story I
god.
wanted to tell you guys. Did you watch the, I think it was the Eagles versus the 49ers? One of the defensive linemen waited till they were on the goal line, and I think his name is Johnson. He waited till the referee placed the ball on the field and then took his foot and then pushed it back a little bit. But it's a perfect view on the camera. But the referees just turned around to get out of the way, and no one sees it.
That's funny.
Dude,
I've seen that before. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It used to be like back, I think, when there was less HD, less cameras everywhere.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like players can get away with like people used to poke each other in the eye. Like,
They still
when
do.
they're-
What are you
when they're
talking about?
Yeah, I
Used
know,
to.
I know.
You
but
can still
it
see
used-
some weird stuff when they're dogpiling.
Well,
Yeah,
remember
but-
the one guy was. I
But
can't say this
there used
on
to be
the
a lot
radio.
more spitting. People used to spit a
In
lot
the
more in
butt.
each other's faces.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like there used to be, and then a
Oh,
lot.
Hester did that. Not Hester. Sean Taylor before he died.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
got
yeah.
in trouble for spitting that guy's face that one
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Don't do that.
And,
Yeah.
and oh
Speaking of
man,
the
I
dead,
mean,
That's
whatever.
terrible.
think
He
about
did do it.
Also,
no spitting.
Yeah, gross.
on the field in the 70s, think about all what they were saying to each other. Like, think about the racism, bro. Like, the
Oh, my
N-word.
God.
Like, dude, they were probably saying the horrible stuff to each other. And, like, I mean, these guys, and before there was a lot more, like, you know, now there's those sound cones.
Oh,
on
yeah,
every
you
5
better be
feet.
careful what you
Like,
say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can.
Plus, people are mic'd up now.
Yeah, I bet you there was that beginning transition in the 90s when they started miking players and stuff.
I was like, uh-oh, I gotta watch my mouth.
I can't believe what they say now.
What else you got?
The other thing I had is Major League Baseball playoffs, which is really interesting. I can't believe the Cubs got swept by the Marlins. They advanced. So, but like the Yankees are killing it also. So.
Again,
Yeah.
baseball. I'm sorry, but you waited too long. You had my attention at the beginning of COVID. I would have watched you, but now you.
I did.
Now
you
football's
dragged your
going
feet.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
football,
Football's
NBA.
here
It's like
and-
you've gone to the wayside and you screwed it up.
God, even man.
because now I don't care about
I
it.
used to watch baseball in the early afternoons. If we got out early, I could go there and watch some
Yeah.
baseball and like decompress a little bit. Just at least just have it on the background. But now they're one-upping me on ESPN. They're doing like X Games, but way old. From like 91. I'm like,
Oh,
all right.
when they had
and,
bungee jumping?
and I'll watch that, yeah.
Yeah.
They got like, I think yesterday was 1994 X Games. I'm like, okay, I can get down on some
Like Tony Hawk doing the first, like, 820 or
really
something like
old,
that?
Yeah. All the branding's weird. It looks, but I'll watch it better than baseball.
Like freestyle motocross. He did a no-hander.
Yeah. I'm like, wow.
He did a Superman.
A no-hander.
What else you got?
Yeah.
That's all I have for
nerd?
sports.
Let's nerd it up.
Okay, with nerd stuff, we got to start with Rick Moranis getting punched in the face.
I saw that.
Have you
yeah.
seen
It's
that?
all over Twitter.
Why are you hitting?
Who does that?
Well, I mean,
there's
isn't
crazy
he-
people on the streets.
I thought for a second,
he didn't-
like
the
we had
person
heard
didn't know it was Rick
stories
Moranis.
about Rick Moranis
Would you-
being a grumpy old man.
That's what I thought. Maybe he said something that maybe makes someone
And
punch in the
and
face.
they're
but I don't know.
rebooting the new
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're doing a newer version where he's coming back to reprise his role. I think all the kids that were in Honey, I Shrunk are going to be like adults, and they're going to have kids. And then he's going to be like the whimsical, bumbling grandpa scientist
Okay.
whose misadventures begin when the kids find his old shrink ray. You know what I mean? Like, I could write this.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
I think you just did.
I think I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And they're
think-
gonna
There's a
do
big
it,
ant.
Yeah,
A big.
it's the same thing as Ghostbusters, the new one. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be the same scenario.
Oh, you put a big white claw in there because that's how all the kids
yeah.
love it.
They're like, hey, look at I wish I had that massive white claw. What a way to go. I'd
Yeah.
ride my ant right down the hole. I drink it all, yeah.
Yeah, right. Everything.
I always thought the lawnmower that was remote control was pretty cool though. On the first one,
like
You look like a remote-controlled lawnmower.
that would be
liker.
fun to do.
for
Yeah.
sure. They're ice skating on a giant iPhone, right? The iPhone
All
screen.
right. Are we writing this? Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
We're writing
How
this
come you
down?
guys are not getting writing credit on this for sure?
It's,
And then you're like walking down the street and you're like, some guy's taking off his mask, you know, because he just got out of ABC liquor store.
Oh, yeah, it
and
just
he goes
throws
to
it.
toss it, and we're like, no. And normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but the mask, it gently kind of cascades down, and we get trapped under a mask.
now we keep.
And there's corona in the mask, so we, as smaller people, get advanced corona and we die under the mask.
Or you have one of those earbuds that falls
Or
out,
the-
and like really loud concert for that.
A Corona ball is actually the size of a beach ball because you're
Yeah,
shrunk.
we're like, let's play volleyball with this coronavirus. And we're playing. We take our shirts off. We're fighter pilots.
So the
Tiny shorts.
Some crazy guy on the street punched
Rick
an old
Moranis,
man.
yeah.
Now, did he know? Is there any evidence that the guy knew it was Rick Moranis?
I don't think so.
So it's just probably a guy with mental illness on the street. That,
Oh, God. Christine's giving me the actual plot from the new Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
What?
What's the new
The plot includes him trying to have shrunk his wife's cancer, but failing, so he's depressed.
Oh my god!
What?
Is that true? Or are you clowning me? He's shooting the ray at her. He's like, I can't make the tumor any smaller. And she dies. And he's like, all right, kids, let's go on a crime spree. Maybe that's the turn.
Oh, they turn into Spider-Man villains.
So
The shrink ray.
Either that's real or that's real funny. Either way, I like it.
Rick Moranis got punched in the face.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
Yeah, poor guy.
Oh, speaking of Spider-Man,
You know what would have made it better is if he'd gone on TV with like a noose around his neck and said that MAGA hat guy. Like, I would have been like, yeah, get off, yeah.
Jesse Smollett with Rick Moranis coming back.
Yeah, I would love it.
that's pretty funny.
Or would
Yeah.
he have to go Black Lives Matter in order to
God.
Oh, the
complete
Black Lives
the
Matter
story?
did it
the
to him?
opposite.
Would he have to
Okay.
do the opposite? It's funnier if he does the MAGA hats. Yeah, you know what? I'm sticking
Stick
with
with MAGA.
noose and MAGA hats. Way funnier.
They threw bleach on my face. Oh god. Well, speaking of Spider-Man 3, they're talking about Andrew Garfield. Looks like they signed him, so they
No,
look
they
like
should
they might
get
be doing
regular Garfield to play Spider-Man. the cartoon
the
cat.
cartoon cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew Garfield and Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro. It looks like. In the new, they're going to do a live-action Spider-Verse one.
Oh, and
with
Electro's-
they're trying to get a Tobey Maguire as well. So hopefully they get all three Spider-Men to be in the next one and have a crossover. And supposedly that Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, is supposed to be the reason why this all is happening.
The Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
babies
look at
and your baby
I like
ideas.
it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
It's a Spider-Man. It's
I'm-
with too many
many spider people.
No.
It's just
Yeah,
so-
we need
Miles
one
Morales is
definitive.
fine.
No, we need one definitive Spider-Man, and I think it's that fat guy that was a meme years ago where he was naked and he painted himself like Spider-Man. That's my. You know
I
what?
got.
I'm
That was
putting
the
a
only time I
sticker-
got banned from Facebook. I posted that.
Yeah. What is wrong with? Why would you post that? I'm
That's
posting a
funny.
sticker on the back of my car that's like Tobey Maguire, not my Spider-Man. I like naked, gay, fat Spider-Man where he's painted like Spider-Man. And his pappus is he's
Yeah.
shaved bald downstairs, and his pappus is
And it
out,
was
and
colored.
his tiny
Wiener.
wiener balls. I mean, microscopic wiener balls. That's my
It
Spider-Man.
was embarrassing. Like you should have probably covered up. Dude.
Get in that Spider-Verse. My God.
Who painted him?
I think he painted himself.
No, he probably had
Has
some-
anybody ever Butler, the gay fat Spider-Man that painted himself? Did he paint himself or who painted him?
Someone painted him
Oh,
because he'd be
maybe it was
winded.
like
This
Fantasy
Friday on
Fest.
the Friday Free Show, let's paint Butler like
Spider-Man.
like
too
big-
hairy.
We'll have to shave him.
Shave him
Okay.
like the dog,
All
like
right.
just the areas you're gonna paint.
All right.
How hairy is your butt, Butler?
He
Not
said-
bad?
He said not too, but he's he's hairy
Yeah,
everywhere.
but they're black hairs.
His wrists and his hands
Yeah.
is hairy.
I was like,
It's
nice
bad.
watch. I like your
Neanderthal.
fur wristwatch.
So what else?
Okay, the next since we're talking about Butler, he's the one who posted the story in the BDM nerd group talking about the Mario Kart Live. Have you seen this?
Looks pretty cool.
It looks really cool. It's basically on the Switch. You play and they give you these remote control cars that you put in your own house, and they have cameras on them. And it's like altered reality where you drive the car in your house, but it's also like Mario Kart.
You actually drive the remote
Yeah, it's a remote
car.
control car,
I
but
only
like
see one
on your
problem with
Switch
this.
screen, you see your car, and it's a camera behind your car, and it's like first person, and then you see like eggshells and all that stuff.
I
Not
did see
eggshells, turtle shells.
I think I saw a advertisement for
Yeah.
this, and I thought it was like a thing that they were theorizing was possible.
No,
I
they
didn't-
already have it. Like they have the remote control cars that have the cameras on them.
The only
and everything.
problem with this is, and I, you know where I'm going. I'm telepathically sending this to you.
Oh.
Is that these remote control cars undoubtedly will get stuck somewhere in your house, and you'll have
Yeah.
to get off the couch to go fix it, which defeats the purpose of having
Yeah.
a virtual remote control
Well,
car.
then you're like that the cloud guy that pulls you out of the track and put it in. You're that guy.
Oh yeah, what is that guy's name?
Oh, I can't think of it.
Doki Koki.
Something like that, yeah.
Also, and unless you're buying Shaq's new house, most people don't have that much square footage of
It's gonna
open
be
space.
rad in my apartment.
yeah. Like how much?
Well, my mom
open-
has like hardwood floors, so it'd be perfect at her house. We'd have to just pull up some of the area rugs, and
My
and it'd
mom's
be perfect.
dead, so there's a lot of I can ride it in her house.
I'm just saying,
Nobody
like,
in there.
Yeah, there you go.
if the course
Take all the
is
furniture out.
around your kitchen island,
Lakitu.
like
Lakatu? I think it's Lakatu.
the virtual course
Lakatu.
where they built it, it's just always going to be better. Like there's no real life.
Well, I mean,
But you
course.
can build your own. They have like areas that you go through, like stanchions, and you can set them out up any way. You
Yeah,
can make
but
it
you
just a
can-
straight oval, or you
But
can make it a curvy
regular
track.
Mario Kart, I can do it anywhere and with no space. This, I need like a ginormous house, and then I got to
Yeah.
buy these peripherals to slap on the. Nah,
It's a
I
novelty.
mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's really, really cool.
But is it cooler than the actual game, or is it just
In
a
theory,
novelty?
it
I don't
is.
know. Driving RC cars is pretty fun.
in theory, it is cooler. It's just I don't know if it's there yet because you're talking about an element of AR where the camera is going to put like the coins and the boxes that you
Because you're
drive
playing it
through.
on your Switch, so you're seeing everything through the Switch. So everything's getting added after the fact. Well, kind
Okay.
of during the same time. But
I found why this is not going to work, and because my sons have a Mario and a Luigi remote control car. You've seen them, right? Like
no,
Tommy got it
yeah.
for
the one
his
that
birthday.
the tires flip
Yeah,
sideways.
A lot of people don't know. I haven't been to your
too.
house since we started this show because you're weird about it.
Yeah, he also punches his refrigerator every once in a while.
So-
No, that was the last refrigerator.
So they have the ones that the car the wheels turn sideways. and it's
sideways,
like a
yeah.
hover thing. Anyway, if like the real Mario Kart, like virtual the video game, like you're like turning around corners and
Oh yeah,
like,
you're
Yeah.
sliding and drifting.
You're drifting, yeah.
And my sons, when they play, there's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be a mess.
They can't smoothly negotiate around the island in multiple laps. It's always hit the start like Austin Powers. Like,
Yeah,
they're not.
Pargo,
It takes to become good at remote control.
Oh, it's hard.
cars.
Yeah, it is hard,
I mean,
yeah.
you have to have hundreds of hours of it. So
except for the one that your son's got my daughter, the one with the big wheels.
yeah.
That thing goes over anything in the world. That's a crazy.
What if I got off-road?
That's an
and,
insane. He got summer. It's like it's unstoppable. And
That's
I'm
cool.
virtually certain it cost you all of $10. That thing's a good remote control car.
Yeah.
That thing's badass.
Goes
It
in the
floats.
water.
It goes in water.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so like
really
a
cool.
amphibious one.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
neat,
yeah.
and it hauls ass.
But anyway, I just see this as being more of a novelty because in the commercial for it, you see the kids like negotiating through under the laundry hamper and all stuff. Like,
Yeah,
that
but they were
still-
older kids. They were like 8 or 9, 10.
I can barely do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you're usually drinking too much. That's the
Well,
problem.
no, we used to do that. We used to do remote control cars with the guys from Orlando City when we were doing
Yeah.
the Audi Race
It's
Challenge.
hard.
Yeah.
And those guys were terrible. Like only a couple of them that were nerds are pretty good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they were gamers.
Used to that. Okay, the last story I got that I guess we have time for is The Orange Years is a documentary about the Nickelodeon, the early years of it.
I have
you seen the previews for that?
trailer
No.
for this.
Yeah,
yes.
it's so like Key and Mike Keel, not Key and Mike Keel,
you're doing
Keenan Thompson.
Yeah, you're doing Key and Pill.
Key and Peele, no, Keenan Thompson and like Clarissa explains it all. The actress, I can't think of her name right now.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart, yeah. They're all interviewing and how crazy it was at the beginning and how like they used like some Canadian television because it was free and how they used that for Nickelodeon. Did you remember how you can't do that on television?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
it was a little racy. Like you
Yeah.
go back and watch it now.
it was like kids sketch comedy.
yeah, and it was like Barf's Burgers
Yeah,
and the.
and the sliming. That was where they got the original sliming from.
if you
and
said I don't know, they get a bucket of water.
water,
dumped on
yeah.
them.
No, they said water. I don't know.
Oh,
Slime.
yeah, I don't know slime.
water is water, yeah.
There was one other one too.
I can't remember what the other one was. I think it was like toilet paper or something like that.
It was like cable was becoming super popular, so
Yeah.
there was more channels. Then with more channels, the content and like it was pre like I don't know what the internet is
Yeah.
now. It's like
Yeah.
Nickelodeon had that Maxim vibe, and follow me with this.
Okay.
It wasn't like Maxim magazine when it first came out always had like a little bit of a naughty vibe to it, even though it wasn't like a Playboy or Penthouse or anything.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
still a men's magazine that had like racy pictures, bikini pictures of women in there. Nickelodeon had that same vibe, not anything sexual, but it had a little bit of that naughtiness to it.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching it as a kid at friends' houses and being like, should I like feeling this? Should I be watching this? Like it's a little, it's kind of naughty. It's
Yeah.
like I don't think my mom would support Barf's Burgers or you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
Because
like
I remember
our-
they had a gag. It was always like someone was using all the toilet paper and they would get mad about it. I remember
Yeah,
that was
it was like
on,
farts
It's
and
Yeah.
poo poo, pee pee.
Yeah.
yeah, it's basically what we do.
yeah,
It's funny that
yeah,
I'm
you
just-
guys were kind of
basically my
Uh,
my career now is me doing what I thought was naughty at the time.
yeah. Because I remember watching like the really old shows, like Daily Special, where the mannequin would come to life. He had a hat on. It was basically Frosty the Snowman, but it was in a department store with mice and stuff like that. And there was also Pinwheel.
I remember. Hold on, where was that?
It was the Daily Special. It was
I
on
remember that.
Nickelodeon.
That was weird.
It was
it
a
was
weird show,
weird.
but I remember watching as a kid.
I do too.
My mom would put me in front of that, and I would watch it for hours.
What
I guess
was that
and the
garbage?
Muppets.
Hold on,
Yeah.
let's talk about that. What the
There
hell?
was another one that
Whoa.
some listener put up in
The
the BDM
mannequin?
page
Yeah.
that was called like Adventures in Wonderland.
Adventures in Wonderland. I
And
remember
then
seeing that.
I remember Tweedledee and Tweedledum
Were
like
hip-hop
now- Yeah, they
dancers.
were like black guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, you can't do that now because we were like, hey,
What was
we'll
that?
make Tweedledee and Tweedledum two like breakdancing rappers.
Yep.
Really race this thing up.
So hold on, the
the mannequin.
The
It was
mannequin.
called Daily Special. I remember it because
then
I
what
remember
was
because there was a mouse in it, and I remember one of the tricks was she was stacking blocks, and they were setting the record, and she found out that she was gluing the blocks so they would stay stacked, and she was cheating.
I think
Some dumb stuff.
I think in a
Today's Special.
Today's
That's what it is.
Special.
an old podcast we talked about this one time because I was trying to describe it to Daniel and he's like, "What the hell?"
I just remember the mannequin was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
They take the hat off, maybe that's the thing. Because I remember the black lady was and then the security guard was a Muppet.
Well, I guess that's all locked up tight now, as it should be.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Dude, it gets crazier.
Well,
Watch.
everything's all safe down here. Let's go upstairs.
Now they're bringing the mannequin
Getting upstairs, yeah.
Is it too heavy?
with a Muppet.
Well, on our way to the
I remember that
children's
sign.
department.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is giving me some weird deja vu.
Children's department, yeah.
It's
And then
like-
the elf on the wall.
yeah, it's messing with all my concussions because
So why is there?
It looks like a J.C.
okay.
Penney back in
Yeah,
the
there's-
Florida Mall, like
there's
in
like
the
a-
late 80s.
There's like a pretty like late 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
She has a
black
nice
lady.
fro.
Yeah, she has a perfect fro. She's very attractive. She's carrying
Yeah.
a mannequin, and then the security guard is a Muppet man.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
here we'll continue. I don't know what the hell this is, but
yeah, this is bizarre, dude. I'm telling you, I watched this too when I was a kid. Who let me watch this?
Who came up with this?
This is
Fisher.
See, there's the rat.
Okay, Chris Fisher in our Twitch chat room is saying he watched this every single day. I think I know what's wrong with you guys. Though. You guys look at me like I'm weird. I look at you guys. You guys watch this?
We did watch
And you
this.
say QVC is weird. At least QVC, they're solving some.
Muffy the Mouse. This is what we named our first dog, the first Yorkie.
I
We got
asked
Muffy.
you,
That
I
was the
asked
name of
you
the mouse?
Why
Yeah.
you named it Muffy? And you're like, I don't know.
that's
Now you know.
That's where this from, Muffy.
Hold on, we'll do a little more.
Our
Rocus.
first dog was named Muffy.
Oh, she said us magic words.
Oh, the mannequin turns into
Rick
Tom
Moranis.
Hanks.
And then now
So
that-
wait, the mouse made the black lady get a boyfriend by turning the mannequin into
Yes.
a
A real
nerd,
boy,
a
yeah.
nerd
Yeah.
white guy.
Yeah. And then
And
they
now
run
they're
off.
dancing
And
in the
they-
stars.
Yeah, with
Whoa.
really bad CGI.
Yeah. So there's the mannequin who turned into a real man.
Okay, so the cast of characters is,
yeah.
if you're just joining us, the cast of characters for the show that Tom and EJ love called Today's Special is puppet security guard old man Rusty Revolver knocking
Yeah,
down.
oh,
take all
definitely
the
Don
money.
Knotts vibe for sure.
Attractive black lady with perfect
Very attractive.
fro. Yeah, she's
that
very
explains a
attra-
lot
yeah.
right now
Yeah,
for me.
attractive black lady with perfect fro that probably made both of you guys men. So
Yes.
I see that. Then you got weird boy man who wears an Applejack hat who used to be a mannequin, and then you have Magic Mouse who says
Muffy the Mouse.
Muffy the Mouse who says
I
something.
couldn't remember the name. That's impressive.
Yeah, here. Why are they riding on a goose?
Yeah, that's Mother
That's an old
Goose.
granny. Yeah, well,
That's
oh.
Mother Goose. She
Oh,
tells the
God.
stories. And he had a computer. Today's special.
Today's special is fun.
Oh my God! Well, Tom, you hate fun.
I didn't watch this
This is
episode.
the episode you missed. This is the only one you didn't watch.
Is that your least favorite episode?
This is why I didn't learn about fun. I learned all the other. You should see the misery one.
Today's special is misery. Today's special is gambling debt.
Podcasts.
All right.
All right. Well, that was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Appreciate that.
All right. You want to? Oh, bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. EJ hanging out with us today for a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
He got his horn removed.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, he had a horribly disgusting cyst on the top of his head.
Oh, gross.
It was gross. And he got it removed, and now he looks damn handsome. You look good,
Thank you.
dude.
Appreciate
Did
it.
they
Hair
put you
looks
to-
tight, beard looks good.
They put you to sleep for that?
No.
Oh no.
Is it
No,
outpatient?
just a straight up syringe right there next to the
Did
spot.
you get any pain pills?
No.
No,
It didn't hurt at all.
You didn't get a script?
No.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
It
What the
didn't hurt
hell's
at all. It
happening?
was,
We got to make America great again.
Yeah, it's not 2004.
Yeah.
I didn't get any
Oh,
Tylenol or anything just prescribed.
I used to
It
like
was
it
just
when you
straight
go
up.
in there and you're like, I think I have a cold and a sore throat. They're
Yeah.
like, here's 50 oxycodone. And I'm like, I don't know. No, just take them.
Yeah.
Non-addicting.
You know, that'll make you feel
Yeah.
good. It does.
Do you want to do the thing?
Yeah.
Hey, I wrote a new song because I've been out of practice for a little while. I can't let old Pariah
Mike's
Mike.
blowing it up.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. So everybody's been talking about how much they like the new Deftones album. Have you checked it out?
No.
Yeah, I just went in the Wayback Machine and created this. Yeah, I had to say slow. Andrea said it's a little too close.
It's pretty close.
Watch the Masked Singer. You're still a slob. It's Winter Wednesday, and it's like you never work in fact. You're a slob. Winter Wednesday.
There it is.
Wasn't that the Crows soundtrack?
It's fun to do
The
the
Crow.
harmony for the Chino part because you have to go really high to get that weird kind of a defty tony diggy.
I don't know if people out there realize how hard it is to mix audio perfectly, but that was a perfectly mixed.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was really
I
impressive.
tried to make it sound like the song. Andrea got yelled at
Andrew's
me.
right. Yeah,
Andrea
it's
was like,
too
"That's
close.
She goes, it's too close. It's not funny. I'm like,
No.
No,
I'm
but
like,
No,
you
it
what?
needs to be close.
Well, I was like, you bitch. That was what I said.
By the way, Daniel's doing all of this
I like screaming into a microphone. I'll tell you that.
I
on
bet it's fun.
an old copy of GarageBand and like
Yeah.
a board that he bought off.
I appreciate that.
It's impressive.
It's a garage
It's
band.
impressive.
Hey, it's GarageBand 09.
Like you give someone professional equipment and still hard to pull that off. The
Well, I
mixing,
appreciate that.
the mixing alone, it's
Yeah.
just
You gotta use your ears, not
congratulations.
not your buttons.
That's impressive.
All right. On the line with us now is Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on, Chris? Real quick, Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline Florida. If you're looking to refinance, I did. I know lots of BDMs did. Or if you're looking for a mortgage, they're the company to use. They'll make it fast and easy. They'll give you the great customer service. Brian Zymel and his team is great.
He's awesome.
Look at the reviews. It's insane. We've never gotten more positive emails from any sponsor more than Streamline.
I get like at least one a week from somebody like, hey, I got one on YouTube the other day. Like they were watching one of our videos, like, hey, just talk to Brian. I'm like, all right. Not the place to leave a review, but I'll take it.
Yeah, just talk to them. They'll do everything over the phone. So, Chris, what is your job?
Basically, I am a manager of a car audio shop, customization shop here in Orlando.
Oh, right. High end or low end?
High end.
Oh, okay.
You are one of two people that I've always wanted to be when I was a kid. Was either work in a paintball store or car audio.
Aim high.
Well, I'm talking about when I was
sell all the paintballs.
When I was 13, I thought that was my dream job. When I go to the paintball store and the guy
There's 2,000 paintballs.
Fill your hopper, sir.
I'm like, this 48-year-old man has the best job in the world. Now I know how sad it is.
Oh, yeah.
But at 13, I'm like, this guy's the coolest. No, I'm not talking about you, sir.
Not you.
I'm talking about the paintball store guy.
He's going to get sad about you later.
Like one day I'm going to be 50 and I'm going to wear full tactical gear even though I've never been anything tactical in my life.
But you're just his rich cousin. So, Chris, let's talk about how you became the manager at this particular store. So is it you start installing radios, you work your way up?
So basically, I've been doing it since I was about 15. I do it for like my friends in school and stuff, and then I don't know, man. It just kind of interests me. It's something different every day. So I went to school for it, got my stupid certificate that I thought I needed, but turns out you don't.
Yeah, what is that? Where'd you go? Blaponk University?
Kicker you?
Yeah, where are you going? Yeah, where'd you go to Polk Audio High School?
It is the tackiest name ever. It's actually called Installer Institute. It's in Daytona.
Hey, here's a fun fact. Everything that has Institute on the end of it is in Daytona. Everything. Motorcycle Institute, NASCAR Institute, Lunch Lady Institute, Installer Institute.
Number one institute. We're number one in institute in Daytona.
We're also number one in pedophiles.
Not related.
Not related to Institute. It's the Pedophile Institute in Daytona Beach.
So you work your way up. You start installing radios. Do you do? So now you're the manager. So you look over.
Yeah, you're not back there counting the base blockers or anything.
Well, no, I oversee two other installers, and then I still do install myself because I actually enjoy it. So
I do too, man.
I get my hands dirty.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I like. Tom will ask me, he's like, why? We got to get somebody to do more editing and stuff. But I enjoy that portion of my job. I think it's fun. So I completely understand what you mean about getting your hands dirty.
So let me ask you a question. As technology gets better and better, do people still change out their car stereo system in new cars to make it better, or is it pretty good factory already, enough so that it's not very much of a change if you did change it?
It really depends on the vehicle and the audio system that comes with it. Like if you get the high end, like a Mercedes that's got a Bang & Olufsen or Infinity Sound, stuff like that, they tend to sound a little better, but I've got a 2020 Honda in my shop right now getting a full system upgrade. Everything.
Really?
But most people, they're okay with the vocals in the vehicle. They're looking for more bass. So we add a lot of bass, subwoofers, amplifiers, stuff like that.
So back when I was in high school, I had a...
How long ago was that?
I don't even like thinking about yours. Mine's way further than that.
99?
It's over 20 years ago. So I had a mini truck, and I put two 10s in the back, and I had a custom-built boxes for my 10s so that people could sit on them because that's where
Did you
my drop
cover
seats.
them in carpet or felt or anything?
Yeah, oh yeah. I got the. I went to a car audio. This is a part of why
Where'd
I
you
wanted to
go?
order
Cruising Concepts?
some place off Bird Road.
Oh my God.
I barely understood what I was saying. I was like, I need the. They're like,
Was it close to the Grove?
All right, man. I'll get you the blow pop.
Closer to the Grove or closer to?
and
Liberty City.
I can't remember exactly, but anyway, so I can imagine nowadays that you could like back then they actually had to be a big ass box, and maybe it's just the sound dynamics have to be in a large area.
There's method behind the angles inside the box for most of them. Yeah.
But do they have to be
Some
big
woofers
boxes?
require a certain. They require certain airspace in order to reverb the sound properly. If your box is too big, you're going to hit really low tones, but not any mid to high tones. So the box is really crucial. If it's too small, it's going to sound like crap.
I knew a girl that had a huge box. I mean, it was cavernous, and just the bass wouldn't hit.
So let's talk about like a high-end job. So say I bring my Silverado down there.
Okay. Oh, what are you getting? I need something that makes Alan Jackson sound good. You got any way down yonder on the Chattahoochee you can stuff in these speakers?
Or better yet, I bring my wife's brand new Chevy Traverse.
Oh,
She
yeah.
just got from DM Chevy. Thank you, J.C. Harrelson.
Can you make Karen Celine Dion sound good?
She got a brand new Chevy Traverse. Nice. It's a nice car. So say I want to take the back.
Is it true you guys match the colors so you look like everybody's worst nightmare neighbors?
And
Because it's super disgustingly sweet.
we did match. Both got the metallic gray matching because I got.
man.
I'm gonna push you down when I leave today.
My wife thought it was cute. I just wrote it in my phone. My wife's like,
I love that. See, he does love her, and I'm like,
Fuel for the fire.
So say I want to take your car down there and I want to put.
what do you want to get, though? What do you want, bro?
I don't even know, like 10, 15. I want to do where the
competition style.
You know where the girl's hair floats in the air in the Facebook
Yeah, we
video?
call that a hat trick.
He's got the
Hat
terms.
trick.
You-
I want that. I want to be able to blow people's clothing off with my bass. Is that possible?
With enough money, I think anything's possible.
Let's do it to Sam's truck before we get rid of it. Let's sink a cool 10K in there.
So how much would it cost to have my wife do the hat trick in her car in her brand new
Oh, she'll love that.
Traverse?
I'd probably get it done for $4 or $5 grand for that. If
That's not too
Wow,
bad.
wow.
Let's make it happen.
4 or 5. I
Do you have
thought you were
time?
going to say $20,000.
Do you
But-
have time
well,
today?
Well, hold on. There's a difference between doing a system like that and what we specialize in. We specialize in quality builds.
Well, thanks for calling.
I'm looking
We
for
want the grift.
We want a listener grift that will work one time or barely on crude video that we will release to our listeners.
I'm looking for one Juggalo hat trick. Thank you.
Thank you. I basically need something that will blow my wife's hair into the air while listening to ICP's Miracles on 11.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
thought.
see,
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was going to say there's cheaper subs that will produce that, the SPO, that's the pressure that makes your hair move and stuff. But the sound quality isn't there. It just sounds like muddy, distorted bass, but you'll hit a high dB level.
Gotcha.
A lot of these cars you see at the car shows that are doing the burbs and they're doing the hat tricks and stuff, after about 2 or 3 minutes of playing, they have to change everything because they've blown it all.
So what are the new, besides from audio, I'm sure you guys do some other bolt-ons and add-ons and
Yeah,
stuff.
I basically want, now I'm going to describe it to you. Tell me if you have this. I want what appears to be either a Decepticon or an Autobot logo in raised lettering with a sticky back that I can stick on my car so I look like a complete a-hole.
I think you can get those at AutoZone.
Okay? Thank you. Write that down.
AutoZone.
I want on my the back windows
Yeah,
of my
muffler too over
truck,
there.
I want a plastic insert where it has like slats as if
Yes.
there was like some sort of
Like old
industrial,
level blinds.
yeah, industrial air intake or something. I want to put this so you can't see
Yeah.
through that. I want that and a truck visor that looks like my truck's wearing a hat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. and a limo antenna that looks like a boomerang.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that one.
Oh, can you put my my license plate sideways,
Sideways, yeah.
on my tailgate?
In recessed
Yeah,
in the tailgate.
inside the
You,
tailgate.
you are showing your age there. That's definitely 99 times.
No.
It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
Just give it some time.
While you're sitting there, flapping your alpines, this guy's got the goods, sir. How dare you insult my business partner?
What are the new rules on the street glow or LED underneath
Anything
my car?
goes. There are no rules
Can
now
I-
because of COVID. You can run any color you want.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I heard.
Are there still banned colors?
Yeah, you can't do red or
Blue or
blue
red,
while
yeah.
driving.
Okay.
If you're parked, you can have almost any color you want, have it change color. But as soon as you start driving, no flashing lights and then no
Yeah.
blue or red.
That's why I pull people over with green flashing lights, and then when I stop them, I turn on the red and blue while I'm sitting.
I just put brown on when
And
I'm going home because I got
don't
poop.
impersonate to be a cop. I just tell them I might be a cop.
So,
The way around it.
Chris, how many of your installers vape? Is it a 100%?
I don't hire one if they don't.
Can there be more than 100%?
Stereotype.
There's actually none of them vape, but they do smoke cigarettes.
Wait a minute.
That was a
They're
vape.
not that douchey.
They're
Yeah,
old
old-
school.
oh, yeah,
though.
yeah,
They
yeah.
vape.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. That gives you a one up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you
'Cause if
said
they
they
vape-
all vape, I'd be like, well, thank you for calling. But now that I know they smoke, I know they're normal like me.
Uh-huh.
I've had them in the past. They just don't last.
So, Chris, is it no one steals radios anymore, right? That's a thing of the past. Like your average radio in your car, is it too hard to steal? Is that like how is
Well,
that?
it's too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
Call the Ghostbusters.
If it's installed right, it should take them a little bit to get it out. People don't really steal radios too much anymore. It's more the subwoofers or the amplifiers that are in the trunk because they're easier to grab and go.
Gotcha. Has there ever?
But we get them all the time.
Has there
We
ever?
get people that. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna ask
Oh,
if
I was
there's
hoping you'd forget what you were going to say.
no. If there ever been a client that walked in the door that wanted something done to the car that was unstereotypical.
I want you to poop in my center console.
No. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I mean it. Poop in it.
sound system wise or whatever, where like I'm imagining that you have a client base, a demographic that comes in that you used to probably work with, but like has someone ever come in that you're like, whoa, I've never worked with this person before. Like some old white dude that wanted a bunch of tins in his car. You know what I'm saying? Like my pop-up walks in and wants to do some ridiculous competition style bass in the back of his old Ford or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're like,
something weird.
We're going to need to add something to this.
Or is it all the standard?
No, you would think that it's one select kind of group that gets stereo systems, but we get everybody. We get Meemaws, Pop Pops. I had a deaf guy come in. He wanted to add subwoofers so he could actually feel the beat, which I thought was
That's kind of cool.
weird but cool at the same time.
That
Yeah,
makes
it
sense.
is.
But a Mimo, you've had old ladies want like new sound systems?
Please,
I want
Randall.
to listen to
Yeah.
a whisper song by Yin Yang Twins.
Huh.
A lot of it is they can't hear it. They can't hear the factory system, so they want it louder.
Well, why don't you just get them
You gotta
hearing
figure it
aids? I mean, doesn't it make more sense to fix
Go
their
to a
ears
doctor.
and not fix their car?
You
Though
can't hear, old lady.
I can hear everything in my car, but when I get out of my car, I'm completely deaf.
Yeah, it's because you went to the stereo shop, you dum-dum.
Is there?
At least once a month, we get somebody coming in here that's asking for a tape deck to install in their vehicle, in their new vehicle, because it doesn't have a tape deck.
I still have a tape
There's
deck.
still those people out there.
Wow.
Are they crazy?
They're just set in their ways.
Yeah.
I guess would be the best way to
you're
put it.
getting there.
Well,
I mean, both of us are, but
yeah, but there's one thing is set in your ways, but to still carry on tape decks and to have a brand new car be fitted with a tape deck is insane,
well,
right?
if you like it,
I've
you have
got
a
a
huge tape
customer-
collection.
I've got a customer that comes to me every couple months, and he has a home dual-head tape deck sitting on his dash with an AC adapter plug, and that's how he listens to his tapes.
Oh my God.
that's
This guy's a
nuts.
homeless man that just lucked out and got a car, right?
Is there anything that you'll refuse to do, kind of like a tattoo artist, where like sometimes a tattoo artist, someone wants to get a face tattoo or something, they'll be like, I'm not doing this
I
because
want
may
you
be
to put my speakers in backwards.
Yeah, like has there ever been like someone brings in a new car and wants to do something ridiculous to it, and you're like, you're gonna ruin this, you know what I'm saying?
Damage
Like,
my hearing.
Well, that's a question I would have for him because, like he just said, it's a brand new Honda, like, and it's getting a full upgrade. To me, as a car
And his
guy,
bill's like $6,000.
yeah,
on
see,
Honda.
like
It's
that to me
$6,000.
worries me because no offense to you guys, and I'm sure you're excellent at what you do. I just don't think cars today are made to be taken apart and put back together, without getting some element of a rattle or, loosening something, because it's all just little tabs and clips now, and that scares me. Hey, is that the hardest part of your job, is trying to put things back together perfectly?
Some of it, yeah, taking it apart, disassembling and reassembling. You got to know how something comes apart just by looking at it. So that's the hardest. I mean, any idiot can wire up a harness, it goes color to color, but it's executing the installation and making sure everything is essentially perfect for the customer.
So what's the new? Okay, I'll explain by this. Like, I talked to my buddy Turkey Leg. He's a Harley mechanic, and he's like, the new thing, or at least the past couple of years, is guys to get a Electric Glide Harley and put a big, huge front wheel on it.
Yep.
And then it's like this like aftermarket thing, and like there's a whole bunch of people that have like clubs with that style bike. Are you are you working on a car
He's
right now?
doing it now.
Sorry,
There's
guys,
a car
I'm
in
at
the
the
back.
skating rink.
Anyway,
I
so
tried to run by as quick as possible.
No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
so what's the new fad now? 2020. What
Yeah,
are
good
people
question.
doing that is hot right now?
Whistle tips?
No. Going back to what Dan said, that would be one thing I would not install. I wouldn't do no ghetto installs, put speakers outside the car, in the grill, stuff like that. We
Yeah.
don't do that kind of work. The big thing right now, essentially, is like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, the Tesla-style screens. Like, a lot of companies are making specific. So, like, if you had a 2005, say, Toyota Camry, they sell one that will look like the factory, but it's full Tesla screen. So it's like 13 inches.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool integrating the AC so you can control your AC through it. It's pretty cool.
How
I mean,
hard is
something
that
that's
to
new and
do? How hard is that to do when you're essentially having to like almost retrofit an older model car and you're using older components? Are you really relying mostly on the newer components to pick up the slack for the older type like build?
Yeah, it's all pretty much the same behind the dash, depending on the vehicle. I mean, some vehicles have factory amps that are located elsewhere,
Yeah.
but normally everything's right there behind the radio. So even if I have to, if they don't make a harness for it, for instance, I could always cut or splice, solder it in there to get it working. Biggest issues with the older vehicles is the dashes don't last. They're made out of some cheap plastic, so as soon as you go to take it apart, it shatters in your hand.
Yeah.
And if you didn't let your customer know about that beforehand, you could be stuck footing the bill to fix
Sure.
that,
Yeah, that makes sense.
How does it work with you guys? I know mechanics have an option where if a customer doesn't pay them, they could actually put a lien on the vehicle or whatever, like take control over it. What about for you? Do you always get just paid up front? But like, what happens if a customer doesn't pay you? You do a huge install. Can you do the same thing a mechanic can do?
Normally we can resolve it before it gets to that, but I've held keys before and not given the keys back until they've paid their bill. But if it's a big build, if it's $5K or more, we're taking at least half down to cover cost of material.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you do decide that you're going to dick off, I could just pull the amps out of it or pull the subs out of it and, send you about your business. Still keep your money because I use the other parts for the installation.
So I like your job because you're right.
Sounds fun, yeah.
Everything's a little bit different every time.
It's different every day, so that's the fun part for me. Every build is different. Every customer's different. Everybody wants something different. So to be able to change it on the fly and incorporate that is cool.
So let's get down to the money part of it. As a manager for a
Car audio.
What'd you
Now,
call it?
mind you, I've
Installer?
been here since 2004. I've been at this shop,
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah,
That's a long time.
and then I did it for about 4 or 5 years before that too. So I've got over 20 years experience.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
Congrats.
So what are you pulling in a year there, Chris?
Oh yeah, there's two ways I could put that. I'm salary based.
Okay.
So I'm salaried from the business, but we also receive actually a lot of tips. So my base pay for the shop is about 52, and then I average like 5,000 to 7,000 in tips.
Ah,
Yeah, that's not bad at all, man.
That's,
Yeah.
that's good.
I think last year I made like 61.
Oh, Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing
So
what you
it's
love.
pretty good year.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
something you're good at, something you enjoy. It's different every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that sounds like a pretty damn good job,
Yeah.
man.
Probably
good
not
money.
crazy high stress because
Unless you get
No.
a bad customer in there, but
yeah,
You
We
know.
get those all the time. Someone's not happy.
yeah,
But I get to go in the back. It's open. I smoke some of the devil's lettuce, and I'll be all right.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Oh,
about that.
I didn't
That's
even
a-
think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
another
Yeah, you
tattoo
might
artist.
win forever on your job.
If you work in a head shop, tattoo artist, any dispensary, whatever, you can just
Yeah,
be
yeah.
high all day. That is a
Daycare nurse.
If I have a big job I know's coming in, I'll get blazed out of my mind to get a little more creative and then start doing some weird shit. Oh,
Yeah,
stop.
yeah,
Sorry.
Oh
Sorry.
man, I'll put your wires in the ceiling.
No, you are. All right, Chris. So thanks for participating on Weird Job Wednesday. And be safe out there.
Appreciate it, guys.
Bye bye.
Y'all take it easy.
I forgot how to end now. I've been yelling.
Please sleep out there. Oh, I blew it.
Yeah, that's
It smells like poop in here.
it may be my shoes.
All right.
Um,
Why, did you step in poop?
Well, I stepped in poop.
I know you're tracking sand again. I noticed, and it started
Yeah,
last
sorry.
week, but I didn't. No, it's fine. I didn't say anything, and then I was like, hey, "It'll go away," and then it started. And now it's bad. It's like you come here in the morning and you beeline it directly for the bathroom, and then you just jump up and down, smashing mud everywhere. Then you poop, and then you come out. And I'm like, is that your creative process?
I almost fell coming in here, so I didn't want to walk in the grass because I know the dogs poop out
No,
there.
this guy.
Because the concrete was like slimy from algae, and I slipped, and I almost like split my pants
Oh,
coming in.
don't do that. Or do that. Actually.
well, okay. There's been this. I
I'll own this place.
I have this water leak, and we called the Castleberry Water, and they said they're aware of it, and they're gonna eventually send someone out. But it's been leaking for weeks, and it's coming out of the Temple of Doom hole that my water.
So it's the water shut off area
Yeah.
where it is. Yeah.
and water's bubbling out of there, and it's leaking down, and then leaking through the sidewalk, and then it's just like a steady stream
That's
of
not
water.
good.
Yeah.
No, I know. And
Call them again.
Crystal called them, and they said we're aware. We're gonna eventually fix it, but that was weeks ago, and then so it's just still pouring
Tell
out.
them that you're not going to pay your water bill till they fix it. 'Cause
Well, yeah,
it's
are they
costing you
charging you for
money.
that?
Well, they said it's leaking before my meter. So
okay, so it's
like-
not a big deal.
It's leaking on the it's still leaking
It's
out
still a
water.
big deal.
That is, I don't know. It's leaking out tons of water, and then I have to drain my pool. Oh man, this is
because of the
Why do you
rain.
have to drain your pool?
Wow, the rain.
yeah.
Just jump in there and do
no,
cannonballs.
now the rain. I mean,
no,
it
no,
fills
it'll
it
you
up.
have
fast.
kids. That's what they're for.
Oh, my dad used to
we used
bitch
to
about
love
draining the pool.
doing that.
Yeah.
He'd go out there and he'd be out there just like
That's
you
it, yeah,
in
yeah.
his boxers,
box.
getting rained on. And he's using that thing, the handle, and, and he'd back it out.
Yeah.
And then,
I have
tube-
to
spray out, yeah.
I have to wrench the long blue tube. Then
Yeah.
okay, but
do you have yours run all the time?
no.
See,
Bluetooth,
Dad
it's gonna be,
had
yeah.
his run all the time, so it was in a specific area. So if he needed to do it, he could just go out there and hit it.
Now I have to take mine all the way
You have
out
to
to my
unravel
front
it?
yard,
Yeah.
and but it doesn't make it all the
Careful,
way.
there's ants in those things usually.
Yeah,
And it like
that was my job.
So I have to cut it
like
short because it's only like 100 feet or whatever, and so it makes it out to like 3/4 away down my front area. It's all mud. It's where we're getting the mud from, and then I drain the pool out. But I've noticed that I think it's killed some of my neighbor's grass.
Oh yeah, it's chlorine water.
And then,
Yeah.
well,
It's
I
great.
got a
That's great.
saltwater filtration system, but I turned it into chlorine. Anyway, I think it killed some of my neighbor's grass, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is caused by me because
Yeah,
it's
it's
right
you.
where.
Well, like whenever you think that, whenever you think that, it happens a lot. Like
it's probably
if you're gonna do that inside your head, it should sound like this. It should be like, "Is this probably me? Oh, it's me, all right." That's what we need.
Yeah, okay,
we
yes,
need
sir.
that sound.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Put that in your phone.
It's for sure me. It's not.
I've been doing it a lot lately.
It can't just ironically be the same area that I'd been draining my pool out. That is all my
You were
neighbor's
the
grass.
opposite of Sherlock.
He's not a lock. Absolutely not a lock home.
Sure unlocked. But and then it's all the mud and everything is like created this river over the sidewalk.
Beautiful.
You didn't make like a trench to make
And if
sure it
you'll
goes to the road.
Look over here, you'll see the beautiful Castleberry Mud River.
And then the neighbors, like they all look at it and then they walk over it and they see it's trashy. And then I need to
Hey,
like,
got
Mud
it.
River, you're killing my grass.
yeah. Oh God!
Do you ever run into him while you're taking your garbage out or anything like that? You're
No,
like,
you're
oh,
doing
Mr.
that.
Man,
When I do
you're
it
killing my
here,
grass.
If I take stuff to the trash here, because there's usually either a topless Italian woman out back
I might be
or
going out
people
back.
that hate us, I go out back and I put it in there and run back in.
Yeah.
I
no
don't want-
interaction. You don't want to interact
Yeah,
with people.
no, I don't. And if they see me here and they see me walking in and they wave or something, I look at them like I don't speak English.
Because a wave is not in
I do.
English.
That's what I do all the time. Oh, welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Butler are here. Hey, we get to do cool things sometimes with really cool people. You may have heard of the world famous magician and comedian Piff the Magic Dragon. Well, I think I can say this. He's a friend of ours, and he hit us up, and we're doing a watch party. He's doing virtual shows live from he built out a whole new
Yeah, it's a whole set.
online set stage with all the different online kind of tricks and gags and all kinds of cool stuff. And you can log in on the 17th. And is that right? I think I got that.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy the tickets now.
It's the 17th, correct?
It is
Okay.
the 17th,
And
October 17th.
and $25 for your house. I'm watching it for my house, Tom from his house, Sam for her house. And we're all going to watch live. It's $25 for a house. And you get to have
Kid
it.
friendly.
Yeah, it's
I'm
kid
gonna
friendly,
let my
family
boys
friendly.
Watch out.
And then you get a live show with Piff the Magic Dragon live from Las Vegas.
And we're trying to just get a bunch of BDMs to watch it together with us because obviously there's a limit to how many people do it. But he does these virtual shows. He's been doing them since pandemic.
Yeah.
And so you can't get it off his website now. You have to get it off our social media.
Yeah,
the
there's a link. Yeah.
because it's too far ahead. But
Some people in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, said they've already snatched up their tickets. It will sell out. So,
Yeah.
so if you want to be on board, if you he still does like audience participation. I mean, it's a full blown designed specifically for online magic and comedy show. So
yeah, that's interactive because he could see the people watching him and this whole thing. So
yeah,
it's
go
cool.
check it out. Go to onlydragons.com if you want to check it out. Email Sam because we got limited time.
All right. This says, "Hey Dan, I hope you are healing and starting to feel a little normal. I can't stop thinking about something your mom said about leaving the radio, and it was something like, if someone wants to do something you know is a crazy idea but they are passionate about it, don't shoot it down but support them and pray like crazy. Can you fix that quote for me? I can't find it and it really resonates with me. Thanks, and I hope you are doing good. Love you, buddy."
Well, it didn't resonate that much. You forgot.
That's pretty close to what it was.
Yeah, I
though.
think he got it. I
That's
think,
pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's about being supportive of your friends if they want to do something, and it's, I mean,
I'm bad with that.
don't crap all over it, and
Don't yuck on their yum.
yeah, don't yuck on their yum, and pray like crazy, like my mom said.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
basically, what you're doing is keep your mouth shut, and that's it. Really,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because prayers are, they're not real.
But
So
What if-
I'm serious. I mean, they're not. I did a lot
Just
of.
be supportive.
I've been
Don't
doing
be
a
a D-head.
lot of praying earlier this month. I did a lot of praying. I'm here to tell you, I tested it, and it does not work. I feel confident. I begged. I scream cried
Come on.
prayers to the sky, and it's just I don't know. Maybe I had to open my sunroof.
what if you couldn't hear? It's like he's
I
saying
got
something.
nothing. I see him screaming down there through his
Yeah,
panoramic
yeah.
sunroof,
Yeah.
but I'm
Open
not,
up your.
not
I
moving the
can't hear.
needle, little guy. All right, killer.
So
Maybe
goddamn.
maybe I should have read this one since EJ was in here earlier. This is from John,
Oh yeah.
which was, if you guys remember, he used to work with EJ. It says, "Hey guys, saw the podcast and I'm sorry I didn't tell you guys that I'm no longer with the firm anymore. I'm a licensed realtor in Florida and I've decided to pursue that full time. Anytime you guys want me to come in as a surprise guest, I'll be more than happy to.
That's a good
Still
idea.
will listen to the Twitch podcast for sure on Tuesday."
Let's get John in here to do EJ's bit.
Yeah.
And by the way, John and EJ both work at the firm. Anything EJ works at should be called the Soft.
Back to the first email.
Big fat chungus.
And so, okay. what did was the exact question again?
Yeah, they want to know the quote,
quote.
that my mom said when we were talking. I forget.
Decided to leave radio and do your own thing.
Yeah.
And it says, if someone wants to do something you know is a crazy idea, but they are passionate about it, don't shoot it down, but support them and pray like crazy.
So here's because my wife yells at me all the time.
You
about
gonna
this.
disagree with my dead mom, man?
No.
How dare you?
Yeah,
But-
that's like the worst thing you've ever done.
So if you are someone's true friend, right, isn't it up to you to tell them exactly how you feel? And if that person tells you something that you know is going to fail but it's hard to know exactly, but
Right.
that happens. Like you know, someone tells you something like, "Hey, I'm going to quit my job and go after this."
Well,
or,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
isn't your responsibility as their friend to kind of go over like their plan to see
No,
if
it
it's
is not.
feasible?
Well, to a degree,
or stop
I feel
them
like
from making a mistake?
That is not your responsibility.
It's not.
No.
I agree with Sam. But to a degree, I think you can shelve both. I think that you can bear
can
the
offer some
responsibility to say, like, if you said, "Hey man, I've been looking into it and I think I'm going to be a professional golfer," and I'd be like, "Okay. Are you sure you want to do that? I've never seen you ever play golf other than just to get drunk with the guys from Ocoee firefighters when they do, the Project Base Camp deal for charity." And you'd be like, no, I've been doing it. And I'm like, so I would ask you a few times. You can ask without necessarily going, "Oh, you're an idiot for thinking that." You can ask. No,
that's what I like to do.
The key is to ask. You know, like, I'm asking. You sure you want to do that? Is that okay? And then at some point, you as the friend, because you asked and you weren't picking up on what I was laying down, then I have to exit the conversation and then go to plan B, which is pray like crazy, which is basically nothing.
Okay. Now, see, I would like if I come to you guys with some sort of
Well, you do all the time.
idea,
And we tell you're an idiot. Hold on, I'm ruining my own thing because I'm not even following my own advice.
I want that because I realize that not all my ideas and that all my plans or what I'm thinking are good, and I need my friends to tell me, like, this is what you're missing, this is why it won't work, blah blah blah. So because what if I don't?
What if I do this move?
Huh?
All right, what if I do this move?
Yeah.
You're like, what do you want to do? Give me a fake thing that you want to do, but just make it short.
I want to start another wildlife show, i.e. Steve Irwin.
Okay.
Where I'm Tom Van.
Redo Wild America.
And I go out in the wilderness and catch animals.
And then teach people about the animals.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I would say. If you came to me with that, I would be like, wow, man, it's a really good idea. It's almost too good. Like, see what I'm doing?
Okay, reverse psychology.
Yeah, I go overly positive. I was like,
Yeah.
are you sure nobody's even thought of that? That is an amazing idea. And then what would you do? Would you be like, you're clowning me? Or would you be like, really?
Well, here's the thing. If it's so out of the ordinary... Oh, welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are smack dab in the middle of discussing... I guess the email was they were asking about a phrase that my
quote,
mom,
yeah.
a quote that my mom said when she'd call into the show, and we asked her, what would you say to somebody that was leaving radio and going to do something that was their passion, completely risky, kind of like what we did. You know, we left to kind of start our company, and then obviously we're on the radio now, but it's a completely different scenario. And I believe her answer was, what did he say? I can't even remember the answer that my mom.
You
said.
tell them you support them, pray, something.
Yeah, you support.
Don't shoot it down, support them, and pray like crazy.
Yeah, so don't shoot it down, support them, and then pray like crazy.
So, okay.
I think that's the key. Don't shoot it down. You can bring up valid points where you're like, hey, let's think about this and let's sort this out if this is the right decision, but don't automatically be like, you're an idiot. This will never work.
Okay, so...
What if you just laugh in their face?
That's not supportive.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm logical enough that I can put any idea into a spectrum of categories, right?
Oh God!
So and at the end, like is absolutely
your spectrum process is too complicated.
Well,
I hate it.
we talked about this before, but there was I've had this argument, and like there's the whole saying, if you believe in yourself, if you work hard enough, anything is possible. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's not true.
And
but yeah.
I am adamantly against that. And I remember having lots of arguments on the air with the particular person.
Like, people don't
that believed,
understand that when you say anything is possible, everything is not possible too.
Right.
this person believed he could make it in the NBA if he tried hard enough, and I first I would laugh for like an insane amount of time. Then I said absolutely not, 100%. I don't know. I mean, this is a finality. There's no way you would ever make the NBA.
You've never been more sure about something.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you practice. You will never, ever, ever make the NBA. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Like
and there's no amount of anything that could ever be done that would make.
What about with like plastic surgery?
No. Plastic surgery.
Like,
oh wow!
You get longer legs and
you gotta make my nose smaller. I can't dunk.
NBA players get ACL surgery and they can't even play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no matter plastic surgery isn't going to try anyway. It was just absurd.
Yeah.
So there is a finality. No, you will not. But then there is the unlikely. Like for instance, I'm sure people told Wes Welker or Danny Amendola or any of these smaller like slot receivers in the NFL.
Sure.
Like
Beasley.
Now, but the problem is with them, they've been insane athletes their whole life and then been playing football and stuff.
Yeah.
So like they, it's not like they're just some fat nerd. They're like, I could do what Amendola does because I'm white too, or so whatever. Like no. Like this person has been an insanely talented athlete since birth, and unlikely because his size and stature, he made it, but
Sure.
he did make it. So you can literally say, well, it would be hard. But there is an area because of your
Right.
talent and stuff, like obviously.
But this person didn't have any of that.
So
we knew.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that like, if a friend comes and tells you an idea, right? There is a scenario that the idea is so insane, like making the NBA or whatever, that you should tell them like this is a impossibility. It's
That's
not
what I
unlikely.
said.
if it's like a complete 360, right? Because like even with you guys, you left radio, but you're still doing broadcasting.
Yeah,
You're just doing it on your own.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, it's in the same.
Right.
It was
category,
unlikely,
yeah.
and
It's not like you guys were trying to go to the NBA.
No, yeah.
After the
Well, I
radio.
actually was.
Oh, I
That's why I'm
apologize.
here.
Like my friends,
Like, I
like
didn't
Didn't
make
work
it.
out?
Yeah, it didn't work.
some of my friends, like
terrible.
the Wizard told me that this was a bad idea.
Oh yeah, he
you
told
know,
me that too.
But because now he didn't say it was impossible. He didn't beg me to like reconsider, but he just said it's unlikely. Never heard of it. Like, come on, buddy. Like he knows me too. He's like, you have no business. Just
You have no business doing business.
Yeah. Like
Why didn't he just say you
you're
have
an
no
idiot.
business
But
and just stop?
but
you don't
I-
need to say anything else.
But I think he realized it was probably possible, just unlikely.
gotta work
and that's
hard
different.
and-
So you could tell a friend like, hey, your plan is possible under these circumstances and with a little bit of luck, and if you bust your ass, like maybe you can get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that I think you should tell people that.
I mean, your
but-
plan will work under a Peruvian blood moon. That's it.
And then there's the other like, hey, that's a good idea. Like I support that idea, but it's got to be on a spectrum. You can't just any idea that any friend tells you. I don't think it's you're not a good friend if you just say like, hey, good idea, and then hope it happens. I think you should try to persuade them to maybe go about a different way, or like maybe like, hey, have you ever thought about how much work this would maybe be, like, and how many you may be too far behind
I
in
said
your
that
life
to people.
now.
I've said that to friends who have asked me like about something, and I'll be like, well, have you thought about like? And usually when I say that, if the first time, so if I say like, let's say we were talking about broadcasting, and I said, well, have you thought about like how much bandwidth you'd need? If they answer me with, oh yeah, I got that all figured out, then I know to pull out,
Right.
and I can back off because they thought about it. If I ask about it and they show me that they really haven't given it a lot of thought or enough, then maybe I'll go in a little bit more, right?
Yeah, because
it's like
then-
case by case kind of a deal.
Yeah, because is your idea just some flimsy thing you thought about high one night? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, most of mine are.
well, all of mine. Everything.
Lately, I get ideas when I'm high, and I don't even write them down because I know I'm not going to like them later.
No,
Because I'll go like, oh, you should write that down. That's brilliant. I go, don't do it.
Let it slip
Yeah,
away.
yeah. And then I lay there, and I'm like, it's gone. And I'm like, well, I got
It's
nothing.
better now.
It is. Yeah, it's better just to forget that stuff. You want to do what
let's
are we
do
in?
another email.
All right.
Okay.
I got some voicemails too. If you want me to dial those up.
I don't think any of my friends have really come to me with like an idea that was so poor that I was like, dude, you do not do that.
I can think of one that we had in this studio about maybe a little less than a year ago. And we sat down with somebody and we talked about this particular opportunity. And the whole time I was just on my phone because it was just cringe.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening right now. And then it, like, I did what you told me to do, just ignore it
Oh, yeah.
and pretend like it's not real. And,
yeah.
and it went away. You're right.
There you
It
go.
works.
It always goes
It
away.
absolutely works.
It always
now,
goes
it
away.
is, well, it could be. I think it's still there, but it just doesn't live in my universe because I don't believe in it. It's like it might as well be a ghost or a ghoul.
Next email.
Yep.
This says, my wife and mom went to a local restaurant and an automatic 18% tip was added to the bill, just for a party of 2. What are your thoughts on automatic tips? I prefer to base it on service. P.S. If this is on the show, can you please tell me which one so I can hear the response? Thank you.
Don't tell him.
I'm fine with auto tips because I was going to give
Yeah,
it 20%. I just doubled the first number,
Yeah, I do
then-
10 and 10. Yeah. Just add it in.
Yeah, and so it actually saves me money. And then if they're happy with that, then it takes me the guilt away from making it 18%.
Yeah,
because
a
I was
lot
gonna
of
give
times
20.
it's less than 20%.
Yeah, and
You know, so
But a lot of times, I don't know this to be a fact, but I feel like a lot of times places expect you not to assume that it's there, so then you double tip.
there's that. Yeah,
You know what I
maybe, yeah.
I've never
Just
seen.
be sure and check your bill.
If you
and then
do the auto
act
tip
accordingly.
for 2 people, like it's usually for groups. Like
Right. It's
yeah.
usually 6 or more, 8 or more, or something like that.
That is a little scammy if the waitress or waiter doesn't tell you like, hey, the tip's already added. Because then if they just say nothing, then I'll get mad at the establishment and be like,
That's
you're,
happened to me a few times.
you're trying to get the double tip because
Yeah.
if I'm not paying attention, I'm gonna double tip you.
Indeed.
Right.
Christine in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. If you want to watch the shows, she says, I like it when receipts show the amount the tip should be based on percentages. I agree.
Right, yeah.
I like that, but I also don't like that I like it to be, give me all the math
Give me incrementals, yeah.
that I got to do, that because I actually prefer to leave my own tip because I don't have to really add. I can just go like, oh yeah, it's like
Double the
what's
first one.
10% of that and then double that, that's my 20% and then add it on because I'm not going to have to like be exact.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can just throw like X amount of dollars on there. And then if it's like the tip's like $13, I'm like,
Who's
oh,
the
it's
guy
$15.
that counts out the change?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad used to do
Oh,
that. Yeah, to
God.
make it even, too. Or he does the move where you give the money and then you give the change and then you expect them to take their tip out of it but then return extra money to you. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, my God, Dad, you're making this so
That's
complicated.
hilarious.
What are you doing?
I think more business. Spirit Halloween does. If you want to round out your transaction to the higher number and then donate that change
Goes to the Ghost Foundation.
to
Oh, wow.
some kid, and
Goes
then
to
I'm
Some
like,
kid factory
Yeah,
that built the costumes?
Yeah, there's a lot of ghosts in there, too.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
die
yeah.
on the job all the time.
Yeah.
You've never seen, these kids, they
Oh,
literally
at the-
burst into flames while they're pouring the plastic for a scream mask.
You know do you know who owns Spencer? Or I just gave it away. Spencer's owns Spirit.
Yeah, I
Oh,
knew
really?
that.
So I'm
Yeah.
like,
You
I mean,
didn't
it's
know
a
that?
big corporation. I don't really know that they're
If you
giving
go
it
in
to
the
the
back,
kids.
if you go in the
But they
back
might be.
behind the skull curtains, there's a whole bunch of vibrators and cards with fat naked ladies on them.
they, I guess they partner with some like child foundation charity or whatever.
The Child Foundation.
and then they asked like, do you want, like, and it's an easy yes to me. Like, yeah, oh, no
right,
problem.
because you don't want to carry around change.
And if most companies
Oh, there's
did
nothing
that,
I like more than
well,
seeing a
it's
kid.
a credit
who's-
card.
I want to see a kid whose terminal standing next to a vampire holding a giant check. This year, Spirit saved $4 million. Blah blah.
Did you already get your kids' costumes?
No, we just we made.
What
a
are they going to be
tradition.
this year?
I-
Super Mario and Mouse Bro.
They wanted to be ninjas last time I asked
All
them,
right,
but I don't know.
That's a quality choice.
It'll change, I'm sure, a couple times. But we.
Maisie wants to be a princess.
Oh, yeah,
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Any particular princess? Or
No.
just, okay.
She's gonna wear the dress from the bippity boppity thing we did that she hated.
Oh, she hated it.
Yeah, she hated it.
Yeah.
But she loves being a princess.
She does, but she didn't want to be dolled up. She wants to be like, I don't know, one of those, like, working on a construction site princesses.
What?
Yeah, you know the one.
All right.
Eventually, she'll be the resource officer at a school.
She wants to be the princess from Wreck-It Ralph. That's like rough
Penelope,
and tumble,
yeah.
tomboy, knows how to drive a race car, but
She
still
might want to
has
be
her-
like a Kris Jenner princess, get into an accident while you're pulling your jet skis down the road. Oh, wait, no, that's what the other Jenner, not Kris Jenner.
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn. I got my Jenners mixed up.
Also, Spirit Halloween. So they just go around and get short-term leases from abandoned stores and strip malls, right?
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
And there's been this one that's near our house, in the old Castleberry Commons strip mall, that they've used the same abandoned store for 3 years in a row.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
So that store,
They might as well just make it a year-round spirit.
yeah. That
right?
store's been abandoned for 3 years, and I'm like, this model may be growing because less and less stores, more malls.
Yeah, it's like
will-
pop-up stores.
Yeah. So I don't know what they'll probably turn those strip malls into housing complexes and stuff because of the housing shortage and things.
But they should leave them alone. So, like, your apartment is like an old Jared jewelry store. You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool.
Yeah,
You got a safe in the back.
Yeah.
That's your kitchen. You locked me in the safe. There's too much smoke in here. I'm cooking bacon.
You're inside a ridiculous big
Yeah, it's
one bedroom.
huge.
You're like, this used to be a Kohl's.
No, it was a just for fee.
You're like in there.
So what? Okay.
Oh, thanks for coming to
Samantha.
dinner, guys.
Yeah?
Put the bottle of wine over there next to the tall teas.
So in every, let's say, I don't know how, Castleberry Strip Mall, right? There's usually one store that sells clothes, right? And
A Cato's or something.
no, not a
Rainbow.
brand. No, this is a like a one
K&G Superstore.
It's a mom and pop
Yeah,
clothes
it's like,
store.
out of the town, Brooklyn fashion.
like a
Like that?
boutique.
It's like a boutique, I guess.
Paul's
but
Boutique?
I wouldn't use the word boutique. It's just
Yeah, it's more
a-
like a ooh.
it's a boutique.
It's
But-
a ooty.
It's a boutique.
But inside, and it's a bunch of clothes, like, and they're like kind of name brand stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like maybe like popular in 2009.
Tommy Stinkfinger.
but
Hulu.
But I'm like, who is shopping
Ralph
here?
Larange.
Like, what is this? Like,
cheap clothes.
Yeah, it's knockoff fashion.
but it's not even like an outlet or something. It's like, but I'm like,
Rainbow. Yeah, I'm familiar.
But
with
what-
I
these
get all
stores.
of my clothing from an urban store in the Florida Mall called U-Turn. That's where I go. Where do you go? What? You didn't notice I'm wearing an airbrush flat brim hat and I'm wearing the finest and bedazzled Bugs Bunny tall tee. I look awesome today. You guys, nobody effing commented, and I'm feeling
apologize.
very confident today.
I just see these stores and I'm like, how is this working?
I don't know.
Because-
What? I don't.
because
How is anything working?
Poor people need to get clothes too.
I don't know how
but
anything
no,
works
Okay,
anymore.
but but are they getting that many sales? And then
Yes.
like, what's the
Walk
margin?
inside one of those.
I think the markup, though.
But can't you just get your clothes online cheaper?
So if I buy the hockey jersey or whatever at the store in the mall, and I buy it, let's say I buy it for $45, I feel pretty confident he paid like $6 for that.
Yeah,
It's
but-
Chinese garbage, right?
But you could order your Chinese garbage straight from China.
But
like,
I can't try
like,
it on.
Is
I
that
want,
the thing?
I
That's
want to
the
be able to
thing.
try my Wuhan on.
And a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff is cheaper than it is online because it's thin, crappy material, and you don't have to worry about shipping costs or any of that.
I don't even have a post office box. I don't have a mailbox.
Is it? What are they pulling in? Like, I imagine their rent on those places are got to be a couple thousand.
Let's
and
do a
that's even
go-to show.
cheapest.
It looks very expensive.
Yeah.
We're just talking about the second store that makes me sad in the mall. The first store, we talked about it, I think 2 weeks ago, is Old Man owns overly gigantic
The sports fanatic.
fanatic trash store where it's all like mugs and
Yeah,
pennants and
it can't-
it's all crap. So that's
a passion,
That's
right?
the number one thing that makes me sad. Number two thing that makes me sad, it's a little bit different, but it's the same premise. Is normally it's like it's normally a Latin guy, and he owns the Urban Streetwear store in the mall, and it's just filled with as much knockoff FUBU as you can cram in there, and he's not making a dime, and it makes me sad. Because I look in there, and I see the jeans, and I see the jackets, and the
He's
lugs.
not getting
and
rich.
he's got Timberland knockoffs, and he's got everything. He's got all the fashion and the oversized coats and poofy jackets and all this kind of stuff. He's not selling a lick.
Because it seems like people can find the stuff online, and because there's got to be a markup for this guy. Like, I know he's buying in bulk and selling. That's standard business practices, but it just makes sense that you could find it as cheap or. I mean, just the same price online.
There's a lot of people that don't shop online.
You just said something in the chat room, Sam. I'm bust you out and pull it. I'm pulling into the show. Sam says she loves Burlington Coat Factory.
I do.
I have no blanking idea what. My wife went in there. I thought they just have coats.
No.
And my wife said they have everything in there. And I'm like, well, what is it, like a grocery store? Like, no, because they said Burlington.
It's like a Ross.
Well, then why don't they call it Burlington?
Yeah.
They do now. They've dropped the coat factory.
Do they still have coats?
Their jingle was like, "It's more than great coats." You guys don't know about Burlington?
Oh,
Burlington sounds like a magic bear.
Hello there, it's me, Burlington, and it's my birthday, and you've all been invited to Burlington's birthday extravaganza.
I love it.
What is in there?
Burlington.
What is it?
Clothes and
Coats?
there's
No,
coats in
she
there
said-
too.
How
but
many coats though? The
What?
percentage of coats has to be higher than everything
it's
else.
not that many.
Is there
it's one
women's
section of
clothes?
there's women's clothes, there's men's clothes, there's children's clothes,
What do
there's a
they
whole
got?
baby section. Anytime I have to go to a baby shower, I always go to
They
Burlington.
got Cherokee. They got Mozimo. What do they got?
They got all name brands. It's
They
just
got-
like Ross
no. They got Nautica. Big.
or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. It's all the same.
They got Nautica. Like
They got Nautica.
yeah. They
They got Penguin.
They,
Yeah.
they got Polo Sport.
They got Polo Sport.
I didn't know Burlington had all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I look.
I thought they sold like cheap men's suits.
I like.
They do that as well.
I like throwing out a good go-to show, but guys. I
I've
think
had
it's-
that on the list
I
because
think
we've
it's-
talked about
I think
this
it's
before.
Time for Tom and Dan take Burlington. Attack on Burlington is what
Oh
we
no,
call it.
I got Cheesecake Factory, Big Lots, Hooters, now Burlington.
Oh, now it's complete. Our list is complete.
How many Burlington coat factories are there?
There's literally one 5 minutes away from here.
Yeah,
on
we
Colonial.
can walk there, but it's just like I think we call it Attack on Burlington. It's Tom and Dan. We go at it. We go in there. Let's do the Burlington
Yeah,
Attack.
bathing suits. They
It's-
got shoes.
Bathing suits,
Yeah,
Yes.
Burlington Bathing Suit Factory.
They have- you can
Jewelry, purses.
Purses.
You could go in there and buy a woman's bathing suit at
Yep.
Burlington Coat
Okay,
Factory.
this is what we do. So we are going to Burlington for a go-to show. I have $20.
We
you have
all buy
$20,
something for each
You
other.
have $20, and Butler has $20. We pull names out of a
Yes.
Crown Royal bag, and you have to buy swimwear for each person.
Wait a minute.
It's Burlington. It's Attack on
Now
Burlington.
I don't know about this.
And then we all have to model them. We all come out and model them.
yeah.
Sam first.
I don't listen. I'm not disparaging the fine customers of Burlington or
Good, because I'm one of them.
It's a city. Once you've shopped there one time, you're a citizen of Burlington.
if any lady out there is listening to me and they're like, I need a new swimsuit, I'm going to Burlington.
Bro, that's one of the first places I go, especially
Really?
for bigger
My
boobs.
God,
Burlington,
really?
I'm telling you.
Big
Do you
boob
swim?
Burlington.
Big boob Burlington.
Do you swim in a coat?
What is it? Hold
Who is
on.
that doing the backstroke
Catch me
in
on the
Tom's
next cruise.
pool? Oh my God.
Burlington specializes in big T bathing suits.
Hi, my name's Billy Burlington, and if you're an ample-bosomed lady, I'd like for you to try out some of our wonderful big-breasted swimsuits.
At my coat factory.
Yeah, used to be a coat factory, now I make big-titty swimsuits. It's just it's the correct word for the segment. I'm sorry.
Come for the suits. All right.
Oh my
I
God!
did not know.
Big old Burlingtons. Big Burlingtons.
Oh, they should do.
My name is Burlington Bear.
Imagine a bikini, but it's just two coats over your teeth. But they're like Paddington Bear
Yeah, but
coats.
you can unbutton them and open them up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
3-button
Hey, why don't
coats.
you a 3-button? It's got a very small lapel.
Oh man.
Okay.
What else can you get there? Like, is there?
What you need,
we're
bro? You
gonna
need
go.
headphones? I can get you headphones.
And they got headphones. What's
You
that,
need
Guitar
a
Hero?
pack of boxer briefs? I got you.
Where do you
Okay.
think I get all the equipment for the show? I get it in Burlington.
You
Hold on,
need
Go
stupid.
to Burlington online.
Yes. Do you need stupid Father's Day knickknacks? They got it.
Oh, the executive putt-putt.
Yep, they got all that. Christmas presents, toys. They
Oh,
got
yeah.
it all.
So it's
man.
like a Ross. It turned into a Ross.
It's always been that way.
All right. Hold on, they're
weird.
doing
But
that.
did they start?
That's literally why they made their jingle say it's more than great coats, because idiots like you thought they only sold coats.
Oh!
How dare you?
It is called a coat factory, but look, see how it doesn't say it anymore. It just says Burlington, love the deals.
the
It doesn't say
deals.
coat factory anymore. They dropped it because nobody knew that they had more than coats.
All right, amazing finds. Denim for the whole family.
Yes.
Back
Look at that
to
sports
school.
bra, tracksuit,
What-
yoga
They
pants,
sell coach.
perfume.
They sell coats. what do you want? You want a new wallet there?
Oh, you're a bunch of bras and panties.
Yeah, let's go to. I'm gonna go $4.99.
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
They
that's
sell
a good deal.
shoes?
I bet
Yes.
Sam's bras ain't no $4.99.
They have really good deals on shoes and boots.
Oh, they got a Biggie Smalls. It's a Ralph Lauren bear with
Burlington Bear with
the
Biggie
Burlington.
Smalls.
Yeah,
Burlington Biggie.
Kids.
there's too much stuff here.
They got
furniture.
everything.
Oh, this is like a trash.
got pots.
This is like a
They
trash.
got pots.
Is this a trash store? It's a trash store,
No,
right?
well, it can be. It can
well,
be.
what I mean by that, and I again, I'll go with Tom. I'm not trying to disparage anything.
I mean,
but
there's going to be clothes on the ground
they
for sure.
they take everything that people don't want. Those kind of stores are like, this is the stuff people don't want, and we're selling it for the second time, right?
Yeah. This is like right before Goodwill, right?
And no, it's what it is it's like the out of season stuff. So it's like the stuff from last year. But I don't care.
Do they have like?
Why Burlington? Every time you shop at Burlington, you'll find fantastic values. And doesn't it feel so good to get great deals? But you can also feel good about shopping Burlington because of who we are as a company. Learn more about Burlington and how we care for our associates, customers, and local communities, and how we're committed to being a force for positive change. And by positive, we mean COVID positive.
It never.
What? Can't say that.
I rarely like deep dive into the
The
company,
inner workings of your company.
the company I'm shopping with or whatever, like to see their values. Like usually
Look up Burlington's values. Are they most companies just based on the size? If they're mega huge, most of them are pretty conservative, right? For the most part.
the owners.
I'd say the cliche would be
stinking rich.
And then your newer companies that are like more tech would be more liberal.
Interesting. Well, there's your lesson today in
Yeah.
Burlington. What?
If you don't know,
Butler, get Mr. Burlington on the line.
look, this is how we
See if we could do some advertising.
This is why our show is so good. There's stores in your city that you may not know. Don't go to that store and try to figure out what they do. Let us do that for you.
yeah. We should do.
Let's go. Hey, let's do a go-to show to their headquarters, which is in Burlington Township, New Jersey.
But it's all going to be suits. I want to see the store.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground.
They will be on the ground.
So we should definitely do a go-to Burlington one day.
Yes.
It's going to make me mad.
I'll go straight up shopping.
Because we're going to walk around, and I'm going to walk down the men's aisle, and it's going to be nothing but, like, Fat Albert, Nautica, like, rugby shirts, and, like...
Yeah.
They have nice stuff.
Burnt orange.
Yeah, it's always orange. Why is it always orange? Like, who could wear that?
Because it's the stuff they can't sell. It's the second, they go from the Macy's and then it goes to Burlington,
Well, big fat people don't shop at Macy's?
Well, no, it's just the
No.
They don't?
what Macy's doesn't sell the first round. It's the second
Yeah, but there's got to be
season.
some really, really well-to-do, super obese people, right?
Yeah, but they get all the stuff custom.
Yeah, they ain't going to Macy's. Macy's don't really have.
Well,
big
who's
sizes.
wearing a 5XL Polo Sport?
Fat Joe?
Yeah.
I thought of Fat Joe.
But you just get it custom made. I think you could order all sizes from any designer, right? Like
Let's start doing
custom, like stuff.
Let's start doing 90s and early 2000s
90s Fridays.
Burlington Hip Hop Fridays, where we come in and we have to dress as if you're Fat Joe and I'm Big Pun, and we're doing the show.
Terror Squad.
What
Yeah.
what are we?
We're gonna all go to Burlington and dress each other. We have to dress each other. But I'm going back to my dress each other from Burlington bit.
I get some long Echo jean
Yes,
shorts.
Mark Echo with a rhino.
Yeah. Long
And crazy
rhinos.
bleached rhinos all over. I'll make it crazy.
And be like, wow, they're long.
And then I'm gonna get you
They're
some.
like 6 inches off the top of your shoe.
Yeah, well, you'll cuff
Shorts.
them. You'll cuff them, and then I'm gonna get you huge. I mean, and too big for you. Bright yellow lugs work boots.
Yeah.
Huge
got
with
it.
the keychain on the side.
Yeah, the spinner rim.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get you. Well, you're gonna wear a flannel shirt tucked in underneath, and then over that, I'm gonna get you a big coat, long,
Okay.
like you look like you're walking the streets with Method Man, or like you're Wu Tang.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna get you
Leather
like
Kangol.
a jester scully hat.
No.
Oh.
You went a little.
Yeah.
Juggalo.
The little
at the end.
juggalo.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're like, you. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this show saved you from being a juggalo, right? I mean, like,
I have some a little
I mean,
trashy in my
without
background.
this show, you're only 1 year away from wrenching on a dirt bike, listening to ICP in the back room of a power sports place, right?
Yeah. That was gonna be my plan, but it didn't work out. I would rather be there though.
Oh,
Yeah, vaping my big vapor.
Who crushed your dreams, Tom?
Mr. Burlington. I would
Life.
rather work at Burlington as a manager and look around at
No.
my palace of S and look at all the clothes on the ground every night when they're picking them up. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the saddest thing ever.
Yeah, retail. Oh,
So you close it down, it's 11, and you look around and it's go backs, and you look, and it's just piles upon piles of just, oh my God, Liz Claiborne, Nautica, Polo,
yeah.
man.
All the pins are taken out
Oh,
of
everywhere.
your court
Those
shirts.
little collar things.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like tissue paper everywhere.
Yeah. And at the end of the night, you have to try to like clean it up for a store opening, and they won't let you leave.
And you
until
find
clean
food
it.
places
Oh, I
too.
hated
Yeah,
that.
you're like it's like 1 a.m. because
Yep.
all these
Yeah.
people, these trash people, just destroyed everything.
It's the
And-
worst
and
during
then-
like holiday season in a department store.
Oh God! Then you refill, and then they're trying to. The manager is trying to be like, if we do a good job, I'll order some Domino's pizza tomorrow.
Never even got
And
that.
then you're like, Domino's pizza, y'all good. Thanks a lot. You're spending $35. Not even the company's money. This goddamn company's a billionaire. You give me Domino's pizza, I'm making
I'll have you know this came out of my own money.
I'm
They don't
making-
pay me for this.
after taxes and Social Security, I'm making like $6 an hour. Oh my God.
Oh, it'd be the worst when you'd be in your section of the department store and you'd have everything nice and clean, but like the children's section didn't do their part all day, so then they make the entire store stay and help clean up their section. I'm like, this
Yeah.
isn't fair.
That's when you go take a poop.
Like, I'm leaving. Screw this. $7 an hour.
Yeah. Then you look around and you're like, oh, I've made some mistakes. Just from your coworkers, you're like, oh, you're making fun of all them, but you're like, wait, I'm working here too,
Yeah.
so I must be one of them. Like,
Well, this is only temporary for me.
yeah.
I'm getting back on my feet.
That's what you tell yourself. But bye. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Butler is here as well.
Let's do some Who's
Well,
Pork.
yeah.
What is your favorite type of protein to eat? Is it fish? Is it chicken? Is it pork? Is it beef? What kind of meat? When you slice it thin and put it on a sandwich, what kind do you like to consume? I wish that everybody here would leave so I can masturbate inside this room. We love porky! Yeah!
Who's Porkin'? Brought to you by Porky's Barbecue in Apopka. I think he's got some Tom Van Dern. I was gonna say Tom and Dan signs, but Van Dennis selection signs. You can go pick them up for free at Porky's.
A pork?
Yeah, polkas. They got that mac and cheese
You're gonna
burger.
pick him up with a buckle. What the hell's wrong with you? Why'd
He
you
ran out of steam.
I didn't take in enough breath.
Oh, I thought
to
you were
finish my words.
I thought you were just
Didn't have
being-
air to push
I
out.
thought you were being racist.
It stopped. No,
Oh, you go buy a pork. You don't need to get a side, you get a pork.
it just stopped. That was it. I was like, oh,
I'm out of breath from 3 words.
I underestimated the amount of breath I should
Wow,
have.
you're regular David Blaine.
yeah.
Ascension.
I'm so lazy. I only take in exactly the amount of breath I need to talk, and sometimes I run short. Sorry.
That's not good.
That's funny though.
All right. Who's pork?
You guys familiar with the show Love Island?
Heard of it. Never watched it. Is this where it's all like hot people put on an island, they cheat
Yeah.
on their significant others?
Yeah, I guess they're all supposed to be single. It's like a reality dating show. It was famous in the UK, and then it came over here. And I see a lot of my friends talking about it. I haven't checked it out yet. I'm sure it's, lovely trash TV. But one of the cast members, Noah Purvis, has suddenly disappeared off the show.
Hey, he ain't got no purpose.
And people started, questioning. Some of the viewers are like, what happened to Noah? And CBS later came out and claimed that he, quote, provided false information on his application, which violates his contestant agreement. Now, what that was that Noah, in the past, had dabbled in shooting adult videos and photos. And he did not disclose that information to CBS.
So he's got some pornos?
Correct.
Straight or gay?
Don't know.
Not that it
doesn't go
matters,
into
but-
detail. Noah claims that he had forgotten about the porn and even told producers he was promised it would never surface, but it did. How do you forget that you did porn?
Well, I mean, it could have
Well,
been amateur.
yeah.
There's.
He
you
could have
didn't
been
forget
going
it.
through something.
Also,
like-
And blacked it out of his memory?
Well, no, like I will say that I have a little bit more of a better understanding of forgetting things since I've gone through something sort of traumatic, like important. I almost cursed.
Yeah, watch it now.
Important stuff. Yeah, I almost did it there. You know what I mean? Like where your mind's just wandering. But I'm kind of with Tom. If you've done something like that, that's gonna tick a box that
I
I'm
feel
not,
like that's something you
knew.
won't
Yeah, of course.
forget.
I'm not sure you can forget that one.
But what I'm surprised about is that the network even cared nowadays, right? Everybody's got.
I wouldn't
some
think
nude-
they would care either.
Yeah, everybody's got nude photo, and probably
maybe for the integrity of trying to keep it that it's just your average Joe person and it's not someone trying to find fame. But I mean, everyone that's going on these reality
Yeah.
shows is trying to find some type of fame, right?
Yeah,
So
they all. If you look up all their social media followings, like they've all got big social media accounts.
Right.
For the most part, I'm surprised that the network would even care about having some nudes or porn. I mean, was it
I
actual
agree.
porn or just nudes?
I don't think it's the first time that this has happened on one of these type of shows. I'm trying to find anything
Like,
about
in
it.
fact, this would be better for the ratings because then that
right?
it
People
would
will look it up. And
Yeah, it would circulate around, and then people would watch the show because of this. Like, it's not like they're doing some church reality
Right.
show. Who gets Temptation, or I almost called it Temptation Island. It's the same
Close
thing.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Love Island. Who cares? Weird that they would care so much about some nude photos in this day and age.
Okay,
could
so
be-
another website I found said it was gay porn.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he's a good-looking dude. And
But even with that, it's like
Yeah, not that it matters at all whether it was straight or gay,
yeah,
but
why would they even care?
I don't know.
Maybe it's
Wow.
because
Now, hold on. What if
they're
we're on
afraid
this-
there's something else that he's hiding?
What if we're on to something in the fact that do you think had it been a straight porn
I don't think so.
that they
From what
do the same thing?
From what I'm seeing
doubt it.
in this other article, they're basically saying that the CBS didn't like it because he was an actor prior, and they didn't want any actors. I
Well,
don't
that's
know
not
if that's
really
true.
acting.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
true or not.
Like they're trying to stay away from people that are just trying to be famous to be on. But that's what they're all getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
It doesn't make any sense. And they they just took him off. They didn't announce it on the show or anything.
what network?
Until viewers started questioning, hey, what happened to Noah? What
Oh,
happened
yeah,
to Noah?
that's an old school entertainment.
Like they were
big
severely
company thing.
Don't
embarrassed.
talk about it.
Right?
Nobody
Like they were really
cares.
embarrassed about it. And it's like, what's the big deal? I don't.
That's bizarre.
This is trash reality TV. Do you think anybody cared?
What is Dancing with the Stars? What network
That's
is that?
ABC.
So, and ABC is more of a family channel, right?
Yeah, Disney owns it.
Okay, so even in ABC, they hired Carol Baskins to be like a contestant on
Right.
the Dancing with the Stars. Now, it's probably unlikely that she actually murdered someone, but the whole world thinks she did, or at least had maybe something to.
It's the sad fact is
or
it's
the-
become a joke
Yeah. So,
that this guy's missing. You know what I mean? I feel bad for his family.
and there's still maybe a small chance that she actually did murder. Like, there wasn't.
but
there
they
some-
don't care.
Yeah, like this
No.
could be a murderer.
But they're overlooking that because of the ratings that
Of
she'll
course.
pull in because she's an oddity. Yeah,
So
I'm with you.
So this other network kicked this guy off the show because he
Yeah.
had some.
And he's a nobody. He doesn't
nudes.
even have a name.
Was he actually? Well, you said gay porn. Was it because it was for gay guys, or was there another guy actually? There's actually pornography going on.
There's videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he
So-
did videos.
What are they doing?
I haven't watched the video yet.
Describe
but
it using child's toys.
Yeah. Watch the video and tell us what's happening.
Yeah. Word like minute by minute.
Is it full on?
Yeah.
Is
Is it two guys?
Yeah.
He's adding hashtag bullied and hashtag equality on his Instagram feed. So maybe he does feel like it was because it was gay porn.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's why I asked the question, is because I have worked with people and met people and know people. It doesn't bother me. Like, I don't care. I can put it on, doesn't even move the needle because that's me. But I can understand that, and it's not fair to say that had it been straight porn, no big deal. It's gay porn, it's a big deal. That's not fair.
Right.
That's BS.
Maybe it's just a standardized. If you lied on your application, we find
That's
out.
what they're
what I
saying.
think.
That is what they're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's
people
what you
are
have
looking
to
into
say.
it.
You have to go rules are rules in this case.
You may have to do because they have so much on the line with their advertisers and stuff. Like, I'm sure they get some sort of private investigator to look at your. Although this was easily found online, right? Or did these resurface once he got famous?
I think they researched.
Yeah. So they're probably under.
Because
a
I'm sure they do
stage
background
name.
checks on all these people before.
And they search.
And he
the
probably
internet.
went under a different name when he was.
Yeah.
They
doing
should
porn.
do one version where you sign up for it. No background checks. We're running this thing raw.
Ooh, then you might get some real
Yeah,
sketchness.
yeah, that's what makes it good. And they should do every age, every sex, every type of person, everybody well represented. Kids, old people, handicaps, handicapables, all of them, all squished into one warehouse, and they have to live there for $1 billion.
So, but I'm guessing that all these networks have some sort of like out if any of their contestants actually
it's
did
the
something
contract.
horrible where they can distance themselves
Absolutely.
and be like, we had no idea. There's tons of lawyers involved.
They
and-
protect themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, did you find some screenshots?
I found the videos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What's happening? Tell us.
I blew your eyebrows off.
Whoa. Okay. There's some. There's plugging happening.
What is that? I don't even
There's
know.
a thumb.
Oh, not the thumb. My God. You go right for the thumb?
The
He
thumb.
does look like Tom, where he's smooth like a baby.
Oh,
and I can see
yeah.
the seam.
Tom thumb.
Oh.
The seam's looking at me.
Don't look at the seam.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, there's definite full-on scenes going on here.
It's weird that
and he did go by a
The
different
thumb?
name.
we're in an age now where that kind of stuff, come on, I say doesn't come back to haunt you. It did in this case, but normally,
Well, for straight people, it's okay. For gay people, it'll come back to get you. They're going through what we went through years ago.
is he straight or is he bisexual?
Well, not if he's doing these things.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm
Well,
not
I mean,
sure what he claims.
Does he portray?
Although I
don't
could
know.
use my thumb and still say I'm straight. I would, because I am.
Yeah. Is it the other guy or his own?
I'm sorry?
Whose thumb?
Yeah.
Somebody else's thumb
Oh.
is involved.
Doesn't necessarily.
I don't know which way that works.
Look, a job's a job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, which is more, which is more weighted heavier? Thumb or thumb? My thumb
okay.
or your thumb? What's weighted heavier?
Oh, the other person would. It would.
So thumb in is the king.
I'm now confused.
No, I'm saying, okay, if I'm the thumber,
Yeah.
I'm the king. If you're the thumbee, that's less important.
In the eyes of yeah.
I don't know how that works.
there's also there is a thing, and this has been talked about a long time, and there's really no true answer because it's all individual. Obviously, every person's different, but there has been this thing in the porn industry where supposedly straight men have done some gay porn, and they say for the money, and they are not homosexual or whatever.
I've heard that as well.
Now, you've heard it throughout the years, and we've heard people claim that. I would say that could be true. Now, they're probably higher on the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not maybe. They could be completely heterosexual and done this for money, but open to that, or at least doing that for money, which probably puts you on the spectrum higher. You know, it's all individual.
God, I wish I was familiar with
seems-
the people on the show, because I'm seeing a lot of people claiming that it's everyone on the show is supposedly heterosexual, and then he was like saying like, oh, I'm gonna turn all the ladies' heads, so maybe they think, oh, he's a gay guy trying to infiltrate and pretend like he's
false
into these
represent
women,
himself?
and
That
he's
makes
not.
sense.
He's
Okay.
just on it to get famous.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Then I understand that more. Yeah, that makes sense.
So then, if
So if there's no other gay guys on the show and he's the only one,
Well, just purely from a casting standpoint, if you're going to do this show, you would, in order to maximize your drama, you would want everybody represented equally, correct?
I would think so, but
Yeah.
you never see that.
Yeah, but you're not going to cast one gay guy and everybody else is like single
Exactly.
hetero. Yeah, you're
right.
not going to do that.
I mean, if he was bisexual, yeah, sure.
yeah, I
but
can see that.
really no way to prove.
No,
Right.
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if
That's
I-
why this is pretty interesting, to tell you the
Like
truth.
if they were casting and I wanted to be on a show, and then the only spot left was with like a gay guy, and I'm like, I wanted to be on there for the publicity or whatever, and I'd just be like, I'm gay. And then like, how would they prove it?
Right.
You know, there's no way to prove it. So then, but
yeah, because even a lot of straight guys do gay porn
Yeah.
for the money.
Yeah,
I mean,
they say that, but I'm like, is that true?
Yeah,
or are they
I know.
not?
Back in the day, I knew of a couple cases. I believe, and it's not. We're not talking about like full on.
Yeah.
But like maybe they're a little bit
Nudes
cooler
and-
with it. Like, oh, what's the main guy? He's older now. He has a studio now. He was known for the amount
I
that
don't
he
know.
would produce, if you know what I mean.
The North.
Yes, Peter North.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was one that maybe was rumored or did.
Dabble
In
that,
fact, Sam,
at
look
the
up-
beginning of the career.
Look up Peter North if he was ever any like homosexual
Yeah.
adult films.
Because it's different than like, hey, would you do this for $1 million? And people are like, yes, I would. But it's
Yes.
not like they're getting
Oh, he was.
paid.
He initially performed in gay pornography under the name Matt Ramsey.
Yeah.
He later transitioned into heterosexual.
Yeah,
And-
so that was the main one that I think maybe he kind of started that whole like.
And it's not like the money is that much. Like especially for men, it's less than women. So it's like
You get more for gay porn, though.
Yeah,
you do
because
but-
you're more of a feature.
But we're not talking about life-changing money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of like
It's still
you
an
did it for
underrepresented.
Yeah, I know you needed $600, but you're willing to do that for $600. A lot of people wouldn't be. Some people will be, and then I guess it's all individually. It's like there's no way to ever prove to anybody your sexuality, right?
Yeah.
And it's all over the spectrum. It
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
both. So,
Yeah,
there's
you
no
gotta-
defining way to even prove it at all. So it's like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so I see what everybody was trying to argue here, and I see their point now. That was a good porkin because we had to figure that one out, I feel like.
Kind of feel bad for the guy, but then again, it's like, well, if they were looking for a straight dude and you're not that.
Yeah. Oh God.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's in the other room. We were reading a news story during the break about porn star Monster C. Ramon got arrested for logging a bunch of barnyard animals in his bus in the back of his Miami home and roasting them in the midday sun. So
Yeah. He had apparently, what was it now?
he had like 4 goats, 2 roosters, 2 hens, and a duck.
Okay, yeah. In his car.
4 goats, 8 roosters, 4 hens, 4 pigeons, and a duck.
Whoa.
In a van.
In a pantry.
Yeah.
In
This happened back in 2011, though.
Monster C. Ramon's bang bus in his backyard. He has 4 chickens covered with spack.
Oh, really?
In Ramon's bang bus, he has a baby duck. 5 used Magnum condoms.
We're doing it now, buddy.
Yeah, I'm doing it. wait till I do the.
Oh, man.
Wait till I do my Christmas song where I do all the voices, the
Yeah,
wacky
yeah,
voices,
yeah.
and then you're over there giving out teeth like a wild man. You're just like, he's the teeth man. He's giving out teeth to everybody for Christmas.
There's something.
How stupid are you to do a Christmas wish show in the middle of Florida? No one has teeth here. The sun baked them out.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh,
What
happened?
Ramon did?
He had bags over the goats' heads. And
Yeah, you don't want him to see the ducks that are dead. He's not an animal. He's got some decency.
Yeah.
When I put the bag over the goat head, so I don't see the duck.
Oh, this is a terrible story.
What is he mentally ill? Right.
No, he's right as rain. In fact, I just hired him. He's Butler's assistant. He's in the other room,
Yeah. That's,
helping to clean the dead fish out of the fish tank.
Oh, Ramon, you blew it.
You had the world by the. I mean, you really did have the world by the balls.
Yeah.
And now look at you.
Yeah, Monster C. Everybody knew you.
Yeah, you had a website. You were world renowned with most men ages 25 to 55.
Yeah, you had a brother with another Monster C.
Yeah, with no marble though.
Yeah. And then
Look at your brother. He doesn't bake the goats in his van.
you partnered up with him for a while. That ran pretty strong.
Any of the porno duos that are actual brother sister or sister sister, normally they don't work out.
No.
I mean, take
I don't
Ali
think- no.
Ali Sin for instance. She made headlines years ago. She's a Sarasota gal, and she got her half sister involved, Astrid.
Oh, really?
Didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long.
A lot of that industry has, their employees. Sometimes they're not mentally there.
Well, like the porno guys, they usually go crazy. So you usually read a story about like them baking animals in a van in their backyard in Miami, or using a ninja sword or a samurai sword to chop up their roommate. Because it's I believe that's mental illness and drugs. And that's what almost everything comes down to: addiction and mental illness. Almost everything.
And also, you scour society for the guy with the biggest D, right? And so that's rare to begin with, as far as like you're not abnormally tall or an athlete, or so we don't a lot of different factors.
These guys are claiming they're santeros, meaning that they practice Santeria, and that's why they had those animals. Because it's part of a sacrifice.
Yeah, I can believe that. I mean, but
you can go and buy a chicken at there's a lot of places in Miami, especially that sell live chickens for that, and other people have chickens.
But you got to do it humanely.
And then
you can't just let them
What do
bake
you
in a
do?
van with bags over their heads.
There's a way. There's
that's more humane than me bashing it with a cinder block, right? In the
no. I
don't think you're supposed to
cul-de-sac.
do that either.
There's a way to kill a chicken that.
What's the most humane way?
I think you wring its neck or chop its head off.
What if I put it in a small car,
Yeah.
like a play car?
Yeah.
I stuff it in the play car, and then I hook the tiny play car up to my real car's exhaust pipe.
Okay.
And I do a miniature suicide.
Okay.
Like I pump the carbon dioxide in there.
That would probably be fine. I feel like it's a.
I mean, it's a lot of
just
work.
Goes to sleep.
Yeah, it just goes to. Well, I mean, stuffing
whole
it in, it's
torture
dead
is
before the gas comes through. I had to stuff it in the toy car. It scratched me crazy. You should see my knuckles.
Yeah, there's a lot of chickens in bags around Miami. Seriously, like in every four-way stop sign, like near certain neighborhoods.
Has anybody ever told
Bones.
these? When does that age out though? Because religion becomes less prevalent, and then people realize that all you're doing is killing a chicken. You're not really summoning a demon or a Beelzebub or a god or a devil or.
Some of that is real ingrained into certain cultures, and I don't think. I mean, I think the older people practice it more.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll get a younger person that
Like
that
we know
truly
people
believes
that sorta like it's always
they
been like a
believe in it. They
joke.
don't do it.
Do they really believe in it? Your friends that I know, like
From Miami?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to call them out. Do they really believe in it, or
Yes.
do they,
They just say
or
they
do
do.
they just culturally attach themselves to it because that's their family? It's kind of like me, you know. Like I think you guys all know here that my faith had been rattled, even though I was grown in the church. My faith got rattled pretty hard, and it hasn't really gone back to where it would have been back in the day. That's a nice way of putting it, right? So I'm still on my personal sort of my spiritual journey. these people, you don't think they're doing a little bit of that to placate?
Like they
maybe
grew up
people
with it, but they don't really practice
Yeah.
it.
Well, you placate a little bit because it's your family, and you know you don't want to be fighting with them until they're dead.
Like
Yeah.
some of my friends, they don't believe really, but if they find a cat eye marble under the couch, which is like a sign of a curse in Santeria, they'll put it in the glass of water behind their microwave or whatever because that's what you're supposed to do for 2 weeks. They won't admit it seriously. Like,
Wait a minute.
and
What happened when before people had microwaves? What they do with it?
I don't know.
You
It's
put
just
them
like-
behind whatever's there. It
Yeah,
could have been
it's
like,
something.
toaster oven.
It's some garbage that I make fun of them about, but they'll do it. They'll be like, "Oh, well, what does it hurt?" You know what I'm saying? So like it tells
Hurts
me.
the animals you're sacrificing.
No, I'm not. They won't.
And
do-
also, cat eyeball in a it'll stink after a while.
Gross.
It's just
Your
a
house smells like rotten cat eyeball.
It's just a marble with a, and that's the thing too.
Oh, I thought you meant an actual cat eye.
No. It's a cat eye marble. It's a marble that has the.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's like
you get it from black market minerals.
50 years ago they'd actually put a cat eye, harder to get a hold of now, so they just the current day Santeria use a marble.
No, there is no.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
always
pick and- You
workaround.
cannot pick and choose.
Everybody picks and chooses with everything. All religions, all this.
It's
you know,
either
stuff.
going to be an authentic, plucked from a feline eyeball, or no dice. It doesn't count.
It's why my oven has the Sabbath day so that you could get around.
You paid
trick
for that too,
God.
buddy. You
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
for that feature.
It's all just you can rationalize anything for your own benefit.
You want to do a
And,
couple of voicemails, buddy?
Yeah.
Let's do this one. Very, very impressed with Sam's hip hop knowledge.
Whoa.
Tom, Dan, Sam, it's Sharif, BDM founder, you know, the whole thing. I was listening to a BDM show from a few weeks ago, and Sam references one of my all-time favorite Big Timers songs and one of my all-time favorite rap lyrics, or just lyrics in general. In Number One Stunna, Baby mentions the other, I assume, number one or the other top 4 or 5 stunnas that aren't Baby. And they include James Bond, fake, Jackie Chan, real, and that bitch MacGyver, fake. So those are the other, I guess, greatest stunnas of all time, including Baby, and then Wheezy, when he was still so young.
See, you mentioned MacGyver.
No, that bitch ass MacGyver.
Okay. He was mad at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't carry a gun, remember?
Oh, yeah.
MacGyver was always I think my dad hated that
Anti-gun,
too.
yeah,
My
yeah.
dad's like, why he's doing it with chewing gum, but it ain't as good. I think my dad was more like, you could have MacGyver, you could have been out of the cage in 5 seconds had you had a gun, like a good American.
Yeah, I think my dad didn't like the fact that MacGyver. I think my pop-up refused to watch it
Yeah.
and called me gay for watching it.
Yeah. Another
Because
problem my dad
he
had.
refused to carry a gun.
In the beginning of A-Team, when the Jeep flips,
Yeah.
and then the Jeep flips, it lands literally on top of that fold-down windshield on like an old Willys. Jeep. Kang! And then the guys get out and they walk away. My dad's like, what? Their heads would have been chopped off. He hated the fact that it
But
was
no one
like,
ever died.
he's like, that would never happen in Chuck Norris Delta Force.
Yeah. A-Team always like they were shooting guns everywhere, but no one ever got killed. It was always like you knocked them out, or the bullets hit something which knocked them out.
Well, when explosions had happened, the guys didn't get their legs blown off. They would just like jump,
Right, yeah.
And then when they-
fly through the air,
and then they land, and then they'd be like somehow asleep for the next until you got away.
Yeah, but then they wake up as soon as you got away.
Yeah.
What happened?
You know, why didn't they ever try to emulate what it actually looks like when you get knocked out? Because we had plenty of footage.
Well, the
like,
show would be really, really slow.
but like movies and stuff, like anytime someone punches someone and knocks them out.
You gotta sensationalize it, man.
Yeah, but couldn't you pretend to do as if you really got knocked out? Like there's a way, like when a human brain turns off, like when you see any
Well, you
fight,
crumple.
MMA boxing,
You're
like they get stiff.
It's just like
they get stiff, or they're just.
It's like when Sabrina got choked out at
You either
American
go stiff
Combat
or you
Club.
go jelly legs.
And the guy's
Yeah.
like, you know where you are, little baby? You're
That
an
was
American."
weird.
Yeah, and she's like,
You're having like seizures as your brain tries to restart. But it's I've never seen a movie actually try to emulate what it would look like if someone punched someone out. And it's so easy because we have so much footage of it. And I feel like a stuntman could easily get close to what it actually looks like, right? It's always like some over the top thing that we, it's like
Yeah.
we've been watching.
But we
boxing.
do that with every aspect of movies.
I know, but why couldn't like Quentin Tarantino or some like
Like when someone
direct-
shoots a gun in a car, that thing's gonna blow your eardrums out, but
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
acts like
But
it's nothing.
Some movies have actually
Done it,
Every
yeah.
once in a while.
depicted that where it's accurate. It's like gang, like
Those are usually the movies that are sort of sad, though, in the end.
yeah.
Those type of movies where, like, the resolution isn't like it's more... It's like video games where you can either be simulation mode or you can be arcade mode. Do you want to have fun or do you want to be completely immersed in a really sad scenario where your hero might lose his entire family or die at the end? I prefer not to revisit those type of movies right now.
Do you? Oh, gotta go.